Good evening. We are live. How are we all doing?
Yeah, good evening. Really good, thank you. Really good.
Good evening. And it's good to have you back, Ross.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was just actually saying that to Paul there just now. I feel like I've been away for ages because obviously I wasn't here last week, and then we had the break at Christmas time and that, and I haven't hosted for a while, so I was thinking, hope I remember what to do here. It's been a long time since I've been on.
Yeah, we thought about 6 weeks, didn't we? Because
Yeah, I think
before
so.
Christmas, Steve was on, and then you was on before, and that was Lauren was on as the guest. So that feels
Yeah.
like an eternity ago since that live stream.
It's going to be a bit rusty tonight, I think. It's going to be a little bit... No, you'll slot straight
Certainly,
back in. Like riding
certainly
the
wasn't
bike,
yesterday,
Ross.
anyway.
Riding the bike.
I've got a lot of pressure here. I've got to keep up to your stream standards, Jay, because you knocked out the park on the first one, mate, so it's a lot to live up to
I
here.
don't think I did, but, I've done one, that's it. That's me done now for the rest of the year.
Oh, no, that's not how it works, is it?
I'm dropping out the rotor now, that's it. I'll just come and join. I love a Friday, just sitting here and chatting to you guys and talking about reefing and just watching the chat. There's a lot of pressure, right? And what I was impressed with is yours. You had the countdown timer. We didn't have that on mine because I didn't even know how to work it. So
you struggled to switch it off, didn't you? Let alone press the button for where's the timer and how many seconds and stuff.
We went, oh, let's go live. And then we have that 30 seconds where you just sit back and you have your cup of tea or whatever. And it was like, oh, right, we're live. Everybody, we're here. So, no.
Well, on that one, I've just added a little poll to the chat so you can go and answer the questions on the poll.
Oh, God. Why do you have to do that?
Because we know the answer.
Right. That's what I put. No, there we go. That's it.
If the public speak, mate, that's what needs to happen.
Absolutely.
I can't do this. I can't do it. I enjoy just relaxing. Speaking of relaxing, look at this guy.
Here he
Good
is.
evening, Steve.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Mr. Horizontal there.
Mr.
Hey.
Horizontal.
I know.
You moved since last week.
Can you hear me all right? Is this
Yeah.
it's not echoing out? Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah,
Oh.
we got headphones in. We're fine. So, I'll tell you what, Ross. Last week it was really professional. It was going around. Who is it? I had to log off, and then Jay had to log off, and then Steve had to log off, and then Pete was telling us it was Steve basically, and he denied all knowledge of it to begin with.
Oh, man.
He almost shut the stream down.
I know.
But he's here. How
I'll
are
leave
you?
these alone for 1 week and it all goes to pot.
Well,
Exactly.
that was said.
Well, it just goes to show, mate. It is.
I think there's a lot of congratulations in order, though, isn't there? Obviously, Ross has had his birthday, so congrats to that.
Thank
And
you.
you've had some good news, right, this week, Steve?
Yeah. Well, if you don't know, I got laid off from work. Believe it or not, it's a long story, so I'm not going to go into it. But I got laid off 4 days before Christmas. Finally got a job interview, and got back on the buses again. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with that now. You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Back to buying corals.
Finally got a job, mate. It's hard, isn't it? You still got to pay bills, haven't you? You know what I mean? So it's like it's one, and then you dip into your little bit of savings you have, and it doesn't last long, does it? For sure, when you're spending things, you know what I mean? It's mad.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but yeah, no, it's great to be back into work now for sure. It was only out a month or so, but even a month, you know what I
So
mean?
you're promising the viewers not to do a Friday night route on the bus. You're definitely going to join us here, aren't you?
Fingers crossed, mate.
Fingers crossed.
I've said it that I need to have an early shift on Fridays. So I can do. She said what for? And I went so I could do my Friday night live streams. She just looked at me like that.
Did you say you're an influencer, Steve? Did you say that?
You know what? I just said so I could do my Friday night live streams, and she just like stared at me as if I was like talking gibberish. Like, I'm like, right. I said it's a long story. I'll explain. You know what I mean?
What you should do, Steve, is just set up the phone in the front of the bus facing you and just do the live stream as you're driving the bus.
Mate, I'd love to do that, trust me, but I'll probably be looking for another job the week later.
Yeah. I don't know the legalities of live streaming while you drive. It's a bit of a grey area, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, what we're drinking, Steve?
I'm on my usual, how does Jay say it? Woman's drink, does he call it? Yeah.
Oh, the fruity ciders.
The rosé, yeah. Nice and refreshing, mate. It's nice and refreshing. Thanks very much, Kim. I appreciate it. And cheers, Colette. Thanks a lot. I did see
you're a celebrity.
What's it like?
The They'll all recognise you when they get on that bus, Steve. They'll be like, oh, I've seen him somewhere. Where's he? I've seen him on YouTube.
You know what? I've said it before, and I say it again. Like, I mean, obviously, I've got hardly nowhere near as many people who know as you guys on like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that. But I go to like fish shops, and I guarantee you, somebody will find me and go, "All right, Mugsy," and I'm like, "Oh, what the hell?" You know, like, what the hell? And I'm like, "All right, Mugsy, will you?" And I'm like chatting to him for 10 minutes, and it's like, wow, it's weird, you know, when people, I get not embarrassed, but I'm like, oh God, what do you say? You know what I mean? When we're talking like as mates on a stream, it's different, isn't it? Because you're not actually face to face. But when you're like next to somebody, you're like, oh God, what am I going to say to him? Eh? You feel dead like scared in a way, you know, apprehensive with it all, but it's great.
I always feel really awkward at that, but then
I know, yeah.
The worst one is when like sometimes somebody won't introduce themselves and you don't ask who they are, and you have a 10-minute conversation and walk away and go, I don't know who that was. No idea who that was. You feel really bad about it, and you go, I'm sorry, but I don't know who it was.
I know, yeah, it is. It's true that.
Because people see our faces, but we don't get to see any of the people in the comments' faces, so you could walk past people in the street and not know.
Exactly, yeah. It's true that. It's true for sure.
There's loads of people in the chat, Ross.
There is. There's a comment near the. There's a comment near the top.
There as well.
Sorry, from Matt Edwards at 7:57 about his pH, and he's saying, he's thinking there we go. You're going to drill a hole in the floor to get proper fresh air.
I hope he doesn't live in a flat.
Yeah, Jay does it. He can then spy downstairs.
What about that plant idea? Someone had that plant idea that you put loads of, plants in your room. Obviously, they absorb the CO2.
Yeah.
That just seemed like a sensible. I don't know how many plants you have to use to offset the amount of CO2 in the room, but I thought it was quite a good idea.
You might not be able to see the tank, Jay. You have all plants around you, and we can't see, and we can't see the tank.
Yes. Who mentioned that last week? Was it?
I don't know, but
was it Nick? Was it Nick? I think you might. I don't know if it was Nick.
The DRS did a video around pH, and part of it was putting more plants in your room as one of the options.
Yeah.
Whether that is sufficient to drive it up, I don't know, but certainly that should improve that.
Jay, rather than one of your Down on the Reef specials, you could do Jay's jungle special and just be like a jungle challenge. Keep in through all the bushes.
There's a reef tank in here somewhere. Buried. I'm looking out because I have no window here, so I just open the window.
Yeah.
That's open a little bit now, but the only thing is when obviously because it's such a bright light, in the summer months, oh my God, you just get like a ceiling of flies. So
you know what? We had a crazy issue with fruit flies this year. You know, fruit flies, those little tiny little microscopic. Mate, they were absolutely everywhere. No matter what I did, they were everywhere. I thought it was like we had some rotten banana or something out of the house, or fruit or something. And I was like, where are these flies coming from? And they just suddenly appeared, and then they're gone. Then the next week, they're all gone. I'm like trying to squat them over the tank so there's free fish food for the fish. You know what I mean? It's been perfect. You know what I mean? Honestly, God, they were everywhere. Those things.
Before we go any further, Jay, do you want to elaborate on the Lego comment?
Oh, bless you, Michael. Yeah, so on Instagram. So this was supposed to be a Christmas present. My wife bought a Christmas present, which is a bit of a weird story because she bought the Christmas present after speaking to Ross. So I don't know why the hell you two are talking outside of, this is not, I didn't know about this communication. So apparently, long story short goes, my missus went to Ross to ask her what I should have for Christmas. And that's how it goes, isn't it, Ross?
That's exactly how it went.
Fair play to him, as he knows I'm a Lego fan. He was like, why don't you get this? I mean, oh my God, look at that there, look. Steve, look at that.
I love it, mate. I love it.
You know what? Hanging everything.
You know the ironic thing about that, Jay, yeah? Was I think it was in the November, the end of November or something. My missus and my daughter, they were looking and they seen the same one, yeah.
Same one.
And they said, because I was talking about it, saying I might get a bigger tanker or I might get another tank and this and the other, yeah. So then the missus said, yeah, we'll get you a new tank, and they showed me the picture of that, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought, yeah, you know what, that looks brilliant, mate.
It sold out apparently at Christmas, so I got it on back order. And it arrived like 2 days ago when I put it on my Instagram. But yeah, absolutely awesome. But what I'm going to do, because people said challenge me to do a live build, I've got my little mini reefer here, my little boy who's 9, and he's going to build it live on the stream, see if he can build it for us. And if Ross checks in for us, we'll see if we can have it built by the end of the live stream and see
That's
how
the
good
challenge.
it is. Yeah,
That's tonight's Pico challenge.
Yeah. You ready for the challenge, mate?
Yeah.
All right, okay then.
Brilliant.
Get opening that box up.
Okay.
He's gonna have the best evening ever now because he loves building Lego, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's Black Pearl Media has just said that his wife's got him a Lobo for his birthday 2 days ago. It's a good birthday present.
Very nice.
Nice.
Lobophilia. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So what else I'm going to actually mention is I can see it in the back of Steve's screen there. What about these, Steve?
Fantastic. Love them, mate.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Brilliant. You know what?
I saw that on Instagram.
When I seen yours, and I was like, you know what? They're quality. So I reached out to her and said, listen, I need one of them so I can put it in the side of my tank just there. Yeah. Thought they look brilliant, you know what I mean? And honest to God, the quality of them, mate, are fantastic. And what a great idea. What a great idea as well, mate. You know what I mean? You can't argue with it, can you? You know what I mean? They're fantastic.
I know.
How much are they?
So £15 plus postage.
That's pretty good, isn't it? That's not
Yeah.
bad at all.
I mean, it's just a little, it's like a Perspex acrylic type bit with your logo. Slots in there. Now I've got these on battery power, but it does actually come with a little USB cable, so you can plug it in USB cable or you can have it on battery, and it's got a little remote in that as well for changing the colours, so you can have it on random or whatever you want kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually really impressed with it.
I'm well impressed with it, mate. Well, I've got mine on. You know, all those power banks. The power banks. Just stuck it behind it. Look at Jay's there. Yeah.
Look, Jay's got his at the go.
Look at that.
I've been really poor as usual. I haven't even bothered to think about ordering one.
Do you not order one, Paul? No,
I haven't. No.
You got one, Mugsy, yeah.
Yeah, he's got one in the back there. I thought it was the Pico tank in the bank, but it's not. It's his logo.
That's the logo, isn't it? There.
Yeah.
Right, let's put that out of the way then. Yeah. Boys and their toys here, isn't it? Really.
You know what? Honest to God, it's such a brilliant idea. These people who come up with these ideas, it's like, you know, it's ideas that I'd never even think of. You know what I mean? But what fantastic people these guys are thinking of. I think, you know, it's quality ideas for sure.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it? It looks so good.
So they're from a guy called Richard who goes under the name Reef Dabbler on Instagram. So if you get in touch with him, you'll be able to get your own one. Like I say, I'm pretty sure they're £15 plus postage, are they, Mom?
Postage. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it's £4. So I think it's less than. I think it's 19 quid or something. Less than £20 to get that, and it's, you know what I mean. It's what a bargain. What a bargain for sure. You know what I mean. It's definitely a bargain.
Yeah. So Jay,
brightens up the room, doesn't it? It's a nice little touch. It's a bit gimmicky, but I really like it. It's a bit like my lights, you know, around the bottom of the cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh, you still got them?
Yeah, I've got those. So your cabinet looks like it's floating.
Yeah.
It all adds to it, doesn't it?
I need to actually get one of those. I need to get some sort of light for my sump. You know, when they open the door, that the light automatically comes on. You know what? You know what I mean? I've been looking, but not really found anything. I mean, somebody said that you could get one.
IKEA. I've got a strip light from IKEA that cost about £4. Just stuck it to the top of the cabinet of the sump. I must admit, it doesn't go on and off when I open and close the door. I just reach and turn it on. It's brilliant. I've had it since the tank set up, so that's about 20 months. It's been good as gold. It's really low wattage and it's really good. Yeah, and I think it was like £4 something.
Well, I did see it. I can't remember. I watched somebody and they did it, and when they opened the door like that, clicked it, the lights come on automatically. I can't remember which channel it was on or whose channel it was on. For the life of me, I was like, I'm trying to think, who the hell was it? And when they opened the doors like that, it automatically come on the light, and I thought, what an idea! I need something like that. Yeah, you know, for when I do streams and stuff.
You can get them from Amazon. I've got a link to one that I was going to buy for my new tank, and it's just got a little motion sensor on it, so it's mounted up the top. And the one I was looking at, so it comes with double-sided tape with a little magnet type bit on the top. So you just basically flip it onto that, and then you can take it off and recharge it, and then you put it back on again. And it's got a little proximity sensor, so as soon as you open the doors, it senses that and turns the light on. They're not expensive.
You think it'll be all right with like the salt creep and all that? going on it, of rusting and
It
stuff.
should
You know what I
be,
mean?
mate.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's on the top of the cat underneath the tank,
yeah.
basically, it should be far enough away. So
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll send you a
Yeah,
link for it, Steve, so you can see.
Yeah, send me a link, mate.
It's worth a go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's that, Jay? What's that?
That's mine. It's magnetic. You can't have it over the water. It's just a magnetic light. It charges up on USB-C, and then it's got the little sensor, so it comes on when you move, obviously in the cabin.
So it's like, don't you have it stuck in your tank?
No, I have it in the cupboard down here. So when I go in the cupboard to open the door, this comes on.
Oh right, you do it right. Oh yeah,
They're on Amazon for about £6.
Is that it?
That's
Wow.
it, mate.
Yeah, that's what.
That's
what I need.
Strip. You just whack
Is
it
it
on, and then
battery powered? Is it? I take, but it's just batteries.
you charge up with USB.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Got you.
So
I need some of that. I'm gonna get. Send us a link over, Ross, or something. It's yours similar, isn't it? And
So there's a comment here, Jay, from Russell saying my lad's got one of them Lego sets, didn't have a clue, stole it and started it now. So there could be a few people doing these Lego sets tonight, I think.
I reckon. Lego is it's the best toy in it. Really, it's such a good toy, childhood toy.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's one of those that you can pick it up at any point during your life and still enjoy it. It's not just for kids, is it?
No, it's a really amazing toy. So Russell's building at the same time as you, little man. Okay, so
I love Lego. I absolutely love Lego myself. I actually wanted the Bugatti one. Have you seen the Bugatti one?
Oh,
mate.
There's so many,
wow,
isn't there?
I love that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? But I think when I was growing up, it was all like Meccano, you know, Meccano sets.
Yeah, I remember the Meccano sets.
I used to love them with the bolts and the screws. I used to love them. You know what I mean? They were great then for sure.
Although what I did enjoy when I was younger was I didn't really do the Lego sets as such. We had a massive bin just full of Lego bits that you used to dump on the floor and then just make random things with it.
Yeah.
The sets, you would build a set once and then tear it to bits and it would always go in the box with everything else.
Yeah, it's true that.
I'd forgotten about Mikado though, Steve. You have to be of a certain age to remember that. But
look,
that was brilliant.
You know what? I always remember they made the wheels. You know the carriage wheels. What you have in Blackpool with a Ferris wheel with a motor on it. When I was younger, and it had a motor, and it used to spin it on the cogs, and it used to turn it, and I was like, it took me weeks to make it, but it was like fantastic. But kids of today, my son, if I showed him a Meccano set, he'd launch it at me. You know what I mean? It's more like you know, PlayStation this and all that. And it's
how do you switch it on?
Yeah. How do you switch it on for sure?
So there's a comment here from Black Pearl Media. So we're probably better to touch on this one before we get loads of comments on it. First live stream there, guys. So welcome along, mate. I believe you're from America, I think, if it's the right person. But anyway, welcome to the carnage of the live stream. But he said he wanted to hear the plan rules for Pico Challenge. So there's not many hard and fast rules. There's a couple of things. So the Pico Challenge, I've put a post up on my Instagram about it. But long story short, we've got these. The four of us have all got these little Pico tanks that we got from Pico Tank. But they're DIY tanks. So four of us got them. And long story short, the rules for this are that anybody can join in at all. I think we are going to have some prizes, and it'll run until the end of the year. And it's got to be under 5 litres in volume. It has to be a self-build tank, so you can buy a kit from Pico Tank like that, or you can build your own one. Quite a few folk have built their own one. It has to hold water, Jay. It has to hold water.
This is my challenge, this one. It fits all your rules, this does, Ross. Self-build.
Probably does.
5 litres.
Yep.
I'm going to have fish in mine as well.
You're probably the only person with my yellow tang in there, so you could win it, mate.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. I know you're doing the serious bit there. What's the rules?
But yeah, that's it. So 5 litres or less, has to be self-built DIY tank. It can't be a shop-bought one or a pre-made one, and not connected to an external tank of 200 litres or so on to get round that one. So it has to be less than 5 litres total volume and not connected to any other tanks. So that's literally it. That I know of anyway. If you guys can think of any other things we mentioned, but
no, I think that was about it. It's only kind of 2 or 3 things, wasn't it? It was you can't connect it to any other tank. So you said 200 litres. I'll do it to 150. That's the kind of it has to kind of stand on its own.
But you can seed it from things from your other tank, can't you?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of live rock, live sand.
Yeah.
You
Or water,
can
whatever
get
you want
head
to do.
start,
Yeah.
Or water, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be totally sterile. You can have a bit of a head start with the sand, as you say, the rock and that kind of thing, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, so that's, I think it'll be quite an interesting one because, I mean, we've got a little group chat going with the people that's already kind of said they're wanting to take part in it, and there's some interesting builds on the go in there and some interesting ideas as well. So I think it'll be quite good to see who comes up with what, and more importantly, who can still have a tank running come the end of the year. That's probably going to be one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, absolutely. How many people we got now? Because last week I said it was 22 because I got that information last Friday.
Yeah.
I've seen some new people on this. I think it's gone up, but I weren't too sure the exact numbers so far.
I haven't checked again, but I think it might be 24. I think we had another 2 in this week. I've had quite a few people interested, but I think the kind of supply has been a bit of an issue with buying the kits from Pico Tank. So some people still haven't got theirs yet. I do believe he's getting more stock in soon. Like I say, you don't have to order them from Pico Tank. You can build your own. There's some guys in the chat have went and got their own acrylic, and I think somebody's doing one out of glass.
Yeah, not sure. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be acrylic. It was just a lot easier, wasn't it, to take that kit, and it just happened to be made of that, wasn't it? So.
Some people take it very serious. Very serious.
Oh yeah, there's.
Obviously, I'm taking it serious, but there's some serious competition going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody wants to win this.
Yeah, I mean, there's no price limit on it. I think you can. We've said before, we think you can probably sell it all up for about under £100, especially if you take things from the over sand. I mean, Jay bought a brand new bag of sand, fill it, and then some, won't you? Whereas I'm going to use a cup of sand, or was it 3 shots? Yeah, this is how much sand you need.
3 shot glasses, Jay. That's all you needed, mate. But if you want to buy your bag, you can.
I love that shelf next to you, Ross. There's everything on that shelf.
It is brilliant.
It's not a shelf, mate. It's just a little. It's a magician's hat. There's no shelf. It's just a hat, and I just pull things out of it. What a rabbit!
I think I've got enough then here. I think.
That's his sand.
That might do you, mate. How many tanks are you setting up, Jay?
I'm helping the whole of Derbyshire to win this competition. So anybody in Derbyshire wants to
So I think there will be prizes for the competition. Obviously, I don't quite know what it is yet.
Is that regional or is that national or is it?
No, it's going to be national, mate. In fact, it's international because we've got people in America joining. So
best corals and the award.
I don't know.
Best corals is.
I don't know if we're going to go down to categories like that just so that everybody gets a participation award. I think we'll just.
The award, silicon, your Pico goes to.
What we might actually do is do the top 3. So we'll probably do top 3. I think that's probably a fair way to do it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that'll
best
be good.
silicon, you win, Steve. Where is it? Go get it.
I've took that silicon off now, mate. I've stripped it off.
He got humiliated last week, didn't he?
I got humiliated with it, and you know what? I've tried that much stuff, and you know what? It was leaking. I'm like, where in the hell is this leaking from? Yeah, and for the life of me, I couldn't listen. I'm not proclaiming I'm going to be the next best tank builder for sure. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm not. But like I mean, to be truthful, I don't think I put enough enough of the solvent.
Yeah,
I think I might have thought I put a little bit too little.
This is what I was going to say to you because you said that you didn't use all the solvent. I don't know if you can see there, but that's the line that I've still got left in mind.
I used all mine, mate.
So you got about a quarter or a fifth left there, haven't you, roughly?
Yeah, probably about a fifth, I would say, mate. And mine didn't leak at all. So I don't know if you can possibly put too much in, maybe.
It's possible. I think maybe you could put too much in.
So I've still got quite a bit left in there, and that's after doing my test pieces, the light mount, and the tank as well. So
yeah. I think it's quite possible you might have put too much in. I might have put too much, but it's just not now. It's not now. It's all airtight. It's all watertight now. But it was leaking, and I'm forever like what? And it was just coming from one corner. And I don't know, and I'm like, what in the hell am I doing? Why is it not solving it in? So then I literally got the bottle, in the bottom of it, and I just went, and I tipped it in like that, and I was like, right, it's going all on the bottom of this. And I just put like a carpet on the bottom of where it is, and I thought, well, if this doesn't seal it, nothing's going to seal it. And lo and behold, it sealed it because now. But it's perfect because the part where it was leaking is where that little media basket goes. And what it's done is it's raised it up a little bit. So it's right up to it's basically flush with the actual height of it.
The
Now.
overflow.
So now, really, whatever you want to put in that, put some like filter floss or whatever you want to put in it. You know what I mean? It's going to literally, the moment the water goes through the overflow, it's going to hit the filter floss straight away. So it's going to catch any crap, whatever it could be in. You know what I mean? So I think it's worked out pretty decent. It will. Yeah. I think it will do anyway. So we'll see.
So Steve, you've taken the silicone off and you've put more of the cement on.
Yeah.
Jay's got his open there. Look.
I love it. I love that. I love it. It looks so cute.
Today, Ross.
It does, doesn't it?
How tiny is? I mean,
they do look good.
Do you know what I'll do? Right. Here's a comparison for you. So this is the media basket for the Pico tank, right? And I also at the same time got my filter floss holder for my new tank. Yeah. So there you go.
It fits in it.
That's the entire media basket versus.
I know.
I went for the orange.
Fantastic.
Well. The nozzle's orange, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's why I done it, and it actually looks quite good in the tank for the orange.
It looks great. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, Steve, it fits perfectly.
He's done a good job there, hasn't he? Aquaprint.
Yeah.
I like how you get a little notification every day just saying whereabouts it is, and
that's good.
It's got material.
Although, I must put my hands up and admit that I messed up with the sizing for Aquaprint in the first place on that one. So it's fine now, Jay. Don't worry.
Look at Jay's face.
Don't worry.
I don't like wasting money.
It's fine. I'll explain it to you.
It does fit. It does fit.
So, this is the original one that I had told them to design for me and send me. And then this is the new one. So basically, what I had done was got the sizes round the wrong way. So I'd put the width round the wrong way. So it was basically, it fit in, but it was sitting sideways. So there was no way the water could flow through the side.
He looks devastated.
Well, which version have I got here then, Ross? I better not have that dodgy one.
Now yours looks a bit dodgy, mate.
Yeah, that's a dodgy one, that, mate. It's dodgy, that one.
Jay, does it say Pico on it? Because if it does, it's the wrong one.
£10 down the Swanee. And that pound for charity as well. I'm never going to see that again.
No, I will say thank you to Aquaprint for that one. That was a good one with donating the money.
Yeah, it was good.
That was really good.
So £1 went to was it cancer research?
Yeah, cancer research for that one, mate. So.
Well, hopefully I've got version 2. I think it looks more like your version 2. That one does. To be fair.
Yeah.
Does it say Pico on it, Jay?
It says AP Pico. Yeah, you see it.
Yeah.
That's the one. Mm-hmm. If you've got one that doesn't say that, like this one, then it doesn't fit. Well, it does fit, just the wrong way, and water can't flow through it. So,
wrong way around.
You've got the right one, mate. I must apologise to you.
It looks good, and it's very
So, Steve, you've got one of those little caddies as well, have you, for the back?
Yeah, one of those. Media baskets.
Media basket.
Yeah. And they're perfect because, I mean, listen, we're not tended to keeping a lot of fish. I don't think anybody's keeping fish actually. It's entirely down to you. It's entirely down to the person, I suppose. But like I'm thinking of going like the shrimp route, like some sort of shrimp or something. I'm thinking of doing maybe. Like maybe shrimp route. So they're going to produce waste, aren't they? So obviously you're still going to need some sort of media of some sort. So with it being so tiny, you can put like a little tiny microscopic teaspoon of like, I don't know, raw phos or whatever or carbon. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do, and it just gives that little bit. And then just one bio ball, not 1 kilo, just one bio ball in the bottom of it.
1 kilo wouldn't fit, would it?
Yeah. And,
that's what I'm going to seed mine with, one of the bio balls from the back of here. I'm going to put that in.
So the bio ball fits perfectly in that bottom chamber.
Perfect on it.
So that bottom chamber is designed for the bio ball, the top one for filter floss, and the middle one for whatever you fancy, really. But
carbon and raw phos, mate. Get it flushing.
Yeah, I think I'm going carbon in mine.
So I'm the odd one out again because I'm going nothing in the back. I'm not having one of those media basket. I'm not going anything at all. I'm going bareback.
Paul's shutting it down after a month. I'm telling you, he's closing it. Algae issues.
I tell you, I'm not going to have no Dino on me on that one. I tell you what, you're gonna rip the out of the nutrients, you guys. I tell you.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, when I've got the Pikachu in there and Jay is green with envy, you're going to say why?
That was good. The Pikachu challenge.
Jay, did you see that Nano Tank Reefer was selling a Pikachu the other week?
Yeah, I'm keeping away, aren't I? I can't. You know, I think there's a thing like every tank it struggles to grow a certain coral. Mine is, or maybe there's certain reef. I don't know, but mine's Acropora tenuis or Acropora. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Everything else I've been okay with, but that difficult, very difficult.
Is there any Acropora in your new?
No, it's not.
How are we getting on with it? How's the
we
build
go.
going, Jay? That's been half an hour since we started the live stream. Is the build underway?
Right, so let's have a look where we're up to. Here we go. So at the moment, we've got the base of the tank.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh,
Nice
lovely.
sand bed. It's not a bare bottom.
Good. I like
Lego
that.
knows, to put a sandy bottom on. And that's as much as we've got pretty much now. I think we're doing the struts at the side of the tank next.
Yeah.
Nice.
Coming together, yeah. Coming together. I reckon it'll be finished for 10.
Yeah.
Great.
What do you reckon,
Fantastic.
man? Finished? Probably.
Probably.
It gets it
Come
from
on,
you.
Mike. Hurry up.
I'm in a hurry.
There'll be no sweets this rate.
That would save you some money, Jay. So you'll be quids in on that.
That's it. Lego boot camp.
Jay, I'm still going to guess that you'll be able to build the tank quicker than you can do the nitrate test, though.
That is very true,
comment.
yeah. I'm only doing what Paul does and let everybody else build his tanks for him.
Well, that
Oh,
that is true. And you commented the other day on that I had help from the family with mine. Quite a bit
Pico
of that.
challenge, but let his wife and children build the Pico, I heard. Only rumour.
That's fine. You're allowed to do that. It doesn't say in
of
the
it,
rules you
you're
can't.
right. Yeah. To the point I went out and they built the rest of it, but there we go.
That's what's good about this hobby.
So,
Yeah, and it's got a little leak, and it's got a little leak in it. So what can I say? What wasn't the bit I done?
Yeah. It wouldn't have leaked if you'd done it, mate.
Absolutely, Ross. Yeah.
I should have said that, shouldn't I? I should have said I got my missus to do it, shouldn't I? That's what I should have said. And then we wouldn't have been talking about this, would we? And I said,
Told her
you know
not to
what's
use
leaking
silicone.
because she's yeah, I told her not to use silicone. I told her that. That's what I should have said.
Oh dear. The auto feeder's going nowhere near the Pico. God, there'll be algae in there non-stop.
There'd be no room for water.
I've only had the auto feeder out once, and that was the live stream. It's not coming out again, I don't think.
I used my auto feeder at the weekend there. I was away down south and put it on there, and it was fine, to be fair. I just set it up before I go, and it's
wondered why
as long as
that
you put it
tank
in the
looks so
smallest
big behind
setting. Yeah, that's it. It's completely full now with food.
Oh, it's the frog tank. Sorry, I didn't see the reef one. There you go.
Well, that is a reef tank.
So, do we get an update on the where are we up to with your new tank and order and delivery? And is there any news on that?
It's here, mate.
It's here. I can't see it though. Where are you hiding it?
In the garage.
Ah, very good.
So,
very good.
the reason behind that is I was away. So obviously it was my birthday on Wednesday there, so I was away for the weekend before that, and then I was actually working up north afterwards. So not had time to do anything with it. So this weekend is the plan to get the desk that sits here out the way, get the stand in, get the stand built, tank on it, hopefully get it leveled, and potentially some water in it to do some leak tests. If I can get that done this weekend, then I'll be happy.
Big job.
I was trying to do the aquascape beforehand and had a complete nightmare with that. And I think I've smashed the aquascape up in a rage about 3 times now. Cannot settle on one that I like. Had nothing but hassle. Now,
I don't believe that. I don't believe that
Absolutely.
for 1 minute, mate.
I could probably show you actually. That was the board I was using, but so
It's all rubble now. It's all rubble.
there's just bits of it lying everywhere. So yeah.
Have you got like a design or a plan, or have you seen one that you? I mean,
So I did have a design, and then I smashed that because I didn't like it, and then I had another design, and I smashed that because I didn't like it, and then I had another one, and then I thought it was okay, and then showed other people, and they're like, so I smashed that one again. Then I got one that I liked, that I built, and used this. I'm not going to swear because there's kids, but this rubbish here, and it just disintegrated and fell to bits once I used it. So if anyone's got any success with this, let me know what black magic you use to get this to stick, because it works really well. I mix it up. It sets quite quick, but mixed it up. put it on, everything seemed fine, held really well, left it for like two and a bit days, went to lift it, and the whole thing just crumbled. I mean, it seems like it sets really well, but then it goes almost brittle, and it just crumbles and it doesn't work. So absolute junk, this stuff, in my opinion. But if anybody else has got any success with it, then let me know, because I can't get it to work.
So what are you going to use? Because I said I use the Nios cement, and I find that's pretty good, but that goes off really, really quick. But I used that on the 900, and that was pretty good. So do you know what you're going to use, Ross? Because you'll need something when you to stick it together.
You know the little reef glue things? That's what I used on this one.
Nah, I've got.
You know what? I reckon 80% of mine, of my rock, is all placed on top of each other.
Yeah, it's the same as mine. Mine's like that as well.
I'd say 20%. 20% is cemented. 80% of it is all just like rocks where like you find that sweet spot, don't you, and that crack where it sits perfect, and you go, oh, that's perfect there, and then you find another one and that fits perfect, and it literally, honest to God, that is not even. I can take parts. I could take that out, lift it out piece by piece. You know what I mean? And none of it's hardly cemented in at all.
I think it depends on the build. So mine was similar to that there. Obviously, the floating aquascape, I've had to glue that together. Falling apart. And the 900 I did as well. And I find the Nios cement, and also I use some of that DD aquascape. So I've used the Nios, and then in the gaps, I've used that. Let it go off for about 30 minutes. So it's not as soft. It's really, really soft to begin with. And then I've used some super glue to put it in place. So it's a combination of those three things, and it seemed to work a treat. But then I did mine over that floating aquascape. That took me about 2 weeks, because I did a piece at a time, glued it, because I had to lay it on top of one another. So I just allowed it to dry for 24 hours. I probably didn't need to, but I was in no rush, and I just did a piece at a time, and that was that's how it worked.
So I mean, when I done my previous scapes, the scape that's in the little peninsula here, I done that using the super glue with it was the baking soda. You can use crushed rock, you can use sand, kind of thing. I used the baking soda one, and it worked really, really well. But my concern is that it's not going to be anywhere strong enough to hold the scape that I was trying to build. I've tried to build quite a big scape with some big rocks, and I just don't think that glue would really work that well. So I'll try to find something else. Come up with that stone fix, which gets great reviews online, and YouTube videos and so on. I watched all them and seemed to get great reviews. But I tried a watery mix, didn't work. It just went brittle. I tried a thicker mix, went brittle. I really don't know what I'm going on now. When I was down at Cracking Corals at the weekend there, I spoke to the guys in there, and Jamil was saying to me when I was in there that they do have quite a short shelf life on them. Like they have a sell-by date, basically. It doesn't last long. Now, the ones that I've got here says that it was manufactured 22nd of the 10th, 2021, and lasts for a year after that. So
that should be all right.
It should be good.
From what it says on
there. But honestly, just absolute. You guys know what I'm like, and I was in an absolute rage with this, to the point where I actually had sweat running down my face. I was that angry with it, and just kept smashing it up. And this stuff, I lost my cam, shall we say, and game over.
So what rock are you using, Ross?
It's the DD rock that I've got, mate. The same stuff that I used for that little tank, because I bought a 20 kilo box at the time and used a couple of bits, so I still had loads left over. And then actually again, when I was down at Kraken there, I picked up some of the, the shelf rock that you get. So picked up one of the shelf rocks and used that as a kind of flat base on it and done it that way. So it was just one of them to try and see kind of where we go from it, but really struggling with that aquafix, the aquaforest stuff.
So what's the next step there, Ross? Have you got that? Is that D&D? Have you tried that stuff, the putty or whatever?
So I have got it here. I haven't tried it yet as such. Well, I tried it on one little bit, but haven't properly tried it yet. So just a massive thank you to Reef Dork there for the super chat.
Nice one.
Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate that, mate.
That'll get you some more stone fix.
Brilliant.
Well, on this one, so I mean, we haven't really had many super chats, but we spoke about this before, and I think if we do get super chats, I'm not going to hound guys and ask for them, but I think if we do, we're going to just donate them to charity. I think. that's probably the fairest thing I think that we'll do, rather than splitting it between the 4 of us or keeping it, however. So I think we will just give it to charity. Now, a heads up on that one, we don't get the full amount that the super chat is. So, for example, the £5 one there, YouTube takes a cut of that. So when we give that to charity, don't think we're pocketing anything of that. It's not that way, but we will be giving it to charity anyway. So we'll see what we get from that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, nice idea.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you very much for that one.
That.
Yeah, cheers, Alex.
I enjoyed his video as well. His video earlier was really good.
Yeah, and I think he's got a live stream this Saturday, hasn't he? Live stream this Saturday. I think Alex is 8 o'clock. I'm sure he's got a live stream going.
Was it Saturday this time? Was it?
Was it? No, I thought it was Sunday.
Was it Sunday?
He's got a live stream this Sunday.
Is it Sunday?
Yeah,
he was talking about rapid cycling and then using Colony. So I was pleased to see that because I've just purchased some of that as well.
So that's something I'm going to have to watch, because that was my next point. I was going to talk about the my new tank. Was I'm unsure whether to go down the Dr. Tim's route again, because I used it on that tank and it worked really well. Yeah. Or do I try something else like Colony, because I've done the Dr. Tim's, I know it works. So do I stick with that, or do I go something different? I have still got a bottle of ammonium chloride, which I thought makes it easier to go Dr. Tim's, but I don't know.
So you could go the old-fashioned route. So that is stick a raw prawn in until it starts to deteriorate. So that's your ammonia. Take it out and just go through the normal cycle. It depends on how much of a rush you are to go for a cycle, but you could do it that way, lights off, and let that cycle. You could go the whole hog and do 8-10 weeks. So then you'd have to start doing ghost feeding it after you get a spike in nitrates. But what you would do, you can then start acting phyto and all that kind of stuff, building up your biodiversity, because you've got sterile rock, and then add fish. But it depends on how much of a rush you're into to get it going.
Yeah, that's
I'm in no rush whatsoever, mate.
Yeah, I reckon the old school route. That's what I did it, and I never, you know what? Honest to God, it was more tedious, and it was forever like checking it, and it was a nightmare. Like I did the prawn in the bag, and that was it. You know what I mean? And then when it started to stink like mad, it was like, right, this is take it out.
I didn't go that far, but
but you know what? No, you saw the ammonia go like for it was like all of a sudden it was like, and then it just went boom straight up. Yeah. And it did start to, but the ammonia seemed to stay there for a long time. Do you know what I mean? And
I don't do mine for about 3 days, Steve. So it's not much.
And then nitrite came, and then it was like that nitrite seemed to stay for about a week, 2 weeks or something. And then it was like, and then it was more like nitrate then, where it was just up and down. And I was like, it's not fully cycled this, but I think in total it's about 6 weeks. I think in total that mine took forever. And some people, my missus was like, why have you got into this? Blah. I was like, listen, patience, bleep your patience. That's what she said. And it was like, you were just looking at a tank, weren't you? With just water and nothing else in it. And it's frustrating. As reefers, we just want to get it all sorted and get it done straight away and as fast as we can. And this is where the ATM colony and all that comes in, innit? Where you can put straight away. But I don't know. I don't know if I would do that for a big tank like yours, you know what I mean, Ross, or a new tank. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, I like the fact of the Dr. Tim's before, because I've done it in what was literally 2 weeks, because it was my first tank. I was in a rush. But with this new tank, I mean, if I take weeks and weeks and months to do a cycle, then so be it. I'm in no rush whatsoever to set this tank up. So I'd rather do things right than rush it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just remember, Ross, it's 1 drop per gallon of that ammonia.
Yeah,
that's. I mean, whatever it is, does it say on the bottle 3 or 4 or something?
So I think it says 4 on the bottle.
Yeah, it's wrong, that is. It's definitely
so I've done 1 on mine and it was perfect. And I've always said to people when they're doing it, make sure to do 1 drop per gallon and not 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, like a lot of people, they're all saying it, aren't they? Like Julie, she used Colony every time.
Yeah.
Then Colette's put ATM Colony, and AM Corals, ATM, half a fish. So a lot of people use that Colony. Adam, he used Colony. So everybody
everybody's saying it's good. It's got to be good, hasn't it? So
you have to. The only time I've seen people have problems where they don't follow the instructions. With Colony, i.e. how much you put in, and then you've got to put some fish in and stuff like that. For me, the cycling is not the issue. So you can do it loads of ways. Then what happens after that, and how do you stop the ugly stage and sterile and dinos and all the algae and all that kind of stuff, and try and minimize that, because that's what puts a lot of people off, doesn't it? Where lights go on and bang, the whole thing takes off with what you don't want.
See, that's when you get the ugly stages, like you said.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when you put the moment you put your lights on, that's it, because it feeds it, doesn't it? It just feeds the algae, it feeds everything, and the dinos, and then when you see that, you're like, what have I started? I was like, what in the hell have I got myself into? You know, here when it was just a mess, but. It goes off, and people get to say, "Don't worry, it'll all go," and it does. You know what I mean? Yeah, hey, that's good, that,
Jay. There'll be some fish in there in a minute. Don't you worry.
You followed the instructions, Jay.
I didn't. My son does it now. I don't read them.
Okay, so that means it'll be okay then.
Well, so there's a valid point there from Matty, Secret Reef, saying, "Why would you push your cycle?" Never understood that. You're totally right.
It's true.
It's one of those things that I think, as reefers, in fact, as human beings in general now, we want everything yesterday. We want our parcels delivered that same day. We want everything there the very time we order it. So people want things ready as quick as possible. Whereas, like you said, Paul, the old school method of waiting a long time with the prawn in it and so on is the way that it worked. So that's always worked. Why try and change it? Why force it? I mean, somebody had commented there, I think it was Julie, said that hers cycled in one day. That's brilliant, but I would still question that myself. I don't think I could settle with knowing that it cycled in a day. I'm not saying it doesn't cycle in a day. I'm just saying I think for me, I'd just be a bit worried about that. I would rather take the long route and do it a kind of long, drawn out way than trying to force it. But
listen, Rome wasn't built in a day, was it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I think.
I like to think mine's like Rome. It's like it's the size of Rome, into that, Steve.
No, but you know what I'm saying. I totally agree with Secret Reef there. Like, just if you see, because it's like what you just said, Ross. We want it there and then. We want to do it there, and we want it to be cycled like straight away. So ATM and programs like, you know, that ATM colony. What was it called? The when it did all when it used to tanked, and they used to go in, and everybody. I was the same. I used to watch it and go, wow, what you can do that straight away.
Yeah.
That can't be like. But watching things like that, but they don't tell you about the adverse effects that can happen and then what bad can happen. Do you know what I mean? So it's only when you read into it you think, you know what, maybe I might go the longer route. You know what I mean? It might work, but it might not. So for me, I just went the longer route and it. You know what? I never looked back. Once I cycled, I never had a kickstart. I'd never gone back. I never got any more ammonia. So obviously my tank was cycled. You know what I mean, properly. Before I started putting everything in, you know what I mean? So
I think the reality is you can do it either way. You can do it in a day. You can take it long. Both work. They just have slightly different outcomes in terms of what happens in that next step. Because there's a good comment around you'll only get dinos if your phosphate and your nitrate bottom out. But what I have seen a lot of people do is they start their tank with full filtration. So they'll put the skimmer in. They'll have sterile rock. They'll put their classy in. They'll put loads of nitrates there. They'll set it up as if it was set up for 12 months.
Yeah. And put a kilo of bioballs in.
Absolutely. If you can start the tank up and not have your skimmer on, don't have clarity on, have no filtration whatsoever, and that will help then take the nitrates and phosphates out when it starts kicking in, which will then help prevent dinos. The only issue is then you then got to watch the algae and you then got to balance it out. But you do see a lot of people go fully loaded with filtration, and then it just tanks, pun the pun, in terms of they both bottom out, and then you get all your algae and everything else. So it's trying to get that balance post cycle, isn't it? But I agree if you get dinos when it bottoms out, but it's how you set it up and how you run it from day one. And not many people say, when you see it, they'll say, well, I've got all this filtration, but you don't need it to begin with.
Yeah.
No. That was one of the learning curves for me. Like I said, there was when I dumped that kilo of bioballs in.
Yeah.
And I'll be totally honest with you, it was fine at the start. There was no issues until the kilo of bioballs seeded and everything plummets, and you go, why have my levels dropped all of a sudden? And that's because it took those couple of months for it fully to seed. Yeah. And then it just sucks everything out the tank. And I'm questioning it, going, what's happened? Why has it done this? And then you guys pointed out that a kilo of bioballs is a bit ridiculous. So
So how many you got at the moment then, Ross? You've gone from a kilo down to...
Believe it or not, I've actually got 3 in it now.
Wow.
And I think that's purely because the tank's matured now. It's over a year. The rock's obviously seeded, the sand's there, everything's everything's a bit more mature now. So I've dropped it down to 3, and everything seems to be pretty good now. So yeah, it is only a 15-gallon tank. It's not massive. So 3 bio balls sounds like nothing, but for that little tank, I think 3 is actually probably more than what you're recommended for those tanks. I'm sure one of those little balls it's got an incredible surface area on it. I can't remember. I need to go and look at
I
the
can't remember either, but yeah, it's a lot. I think someone said before how many litres one would usually cater for. It depends on the bio load and that. But yeah, it was quite a lot, wasn't it?
I had it in my head that for some reason I could be way off with this, but I think one ball could cover up to 100 litres. I think could be miles off on that, but I think
that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah, I've got down to 3 in there, which in theory, if that's true, should do 300 litres. It's only a 50-litre tank, so I'm still probably over filtering it with them, but.
But it depends on the fish and then how much feeding and stuff like that, and all that comes out and plays out, doesn't it? So it may well cater for what you're feeding it.
Yeah.
I want to know what wave makers you've got in plan for the Pico.
Wave you want makers. To see it, mate? I've got it here.
Whoa.
You've not got one, have you?
The return pump is the only thing you have in there, isn't it?
I'm winding him up. He's not got one, surely.
What, for the Pico?
I'm not having this. Not for the for the Pico challenge.
Yeah.
That's bigger than the Pico.
Yeah, no chance.
Actually, you know something? You're probably not far off there, Paul. Look.
Yeah.
There's the size difference.
It's brilliant.
Is that right? At Woody Reef? Woody's Reef there?
Is he just giving...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you
very much.
Is that
Thank you very much, Woody's Reef.
Super.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's a big boy one there, so thank you. Like I said, it's going to charity, so a massive thank you to that, mate. That's really
massive.
Good.
Wow.
Really do appreciate that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Especially when no one's been paid for ages, that's brilliant. I'm scrapping around here, waiting for payday.
So
that's very generous, Woody. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we pick a charity it was going to yet, or did we not discuss that?
No, we didn't. We weren't. No, we didn't. We started the conversation, but we never finished.
Like reef conservation charities, weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Or reef restoration charities.
Yeah.
We did mention that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So massive thank you.
We'll have to look at that then, won't we? And maybe come up with a UK one if there's one around the UK. Just it's closer to home, isn't it? As well.
Yeah, for sure.
We're UK based, even though we've got people that across the globe that watch. There's a comment on there about one bio ball does 71 litres from the Infomat. There we go.
Ah, yeah, there we go.
71 litres. Wow.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think probably almost everybody in this hobby will be guilty of having too many, if you want to call it that, for bio balls. Like you see, though, Paul, it probably depends on how much you feed and your bio load and so on. But
yeah,
I think that's.
I've got, in my tank, I've got 12 of them.
Yeah,
12. So yeah, really, in theory,
and
mine's like overstocked.
I bet you at the 12, you thought that's probably not that much for this tank.
Yeah. You know, when you don't, when you like, obviously you don't read, do you? You know what I mean? You know, like, how many of us read the instructions on anything in boxes? You know what I mean? You don't, do you? You don't read it. You just go, I'll shove them all in. Like we're all prone to that, aren't we? You know what I mean? So, but then again, though, that could be the reason why I have lower nutrients. Do you know what I mean? Because with tanks, I mean, I've got quite a big heavy bio load in there. I do feed quite heavy. Do you know what I mean? Like I said before, 4 cubes of mysis a day. Plus the algae, plus the what's it called, the seaweed and stuff like that, and pellets. So you know what, I do feed pretty heavy in there every day. So, but I don't use any other like no pox or anything like that. I've still got the full tub in the sump. So it's like, I mean, nitrates, I tested them and they were like 7.2 or something. They're not even going up. They're just like staying around that area. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe that's probably the reason. Maybe those bio balls are doing the job, keeping it low.
Did you take some out, Steve? Because I remember not too long ago, you'd bottomed out your nitrates, and no matter what you'd done, you couldn't get it to go up. So obviously you've taken some of those out, and I'm assuming they've gone up a little bit. So it kind of shows you, doesn't it, how efficient they were.
Yeah, I think I took about 7 out I think I took about 7 or 8 out. Yeah, yeah. I took them out and I threw them. So I thought, you know what, I'll just bin these and we'll see how it goes. Because I've got an actual, I've got another whole box. Oh, there's your tank.
Tang police. Where's the Tang police? In a 5 litre.
Incredible. Move it now, little man. There we go.
I love it. I love it.
Brilliant.
That is awesome, isn't it?
That's
It's brilliant.
Should start a bidding war for this. I tell you, they're expensive.
Is it tank bred or is it wild?
Yeah, is it wild caught?
It's a tank bred one.
Oh, that's 200 quid for that.
That looks awesome. That
200.
Really it's coming on nice. Coming on nicely.
So yeah, I mean, like there's AM Corals says I used a full box of spears in the Peninsula 25 for them. So that's what I done, and massive mistake from my part. So I would recommend taking 20 of them out at least.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, like so Stefan Bates here said that he's got 2 max spec bio blocks in his Reef for 250. Now I don't know about the blocks compared to the balls, what the difference is for them.
Yeah. See, I that was another thing what I did actually. I had 2 of those back specs bio blocks in the baffle chamber. You know, separating the skimmer chamber where the sponge would be, and I had them going through there. But I took one of them out as well, so I've only got the one in there as well. So all that media that I had in my tank, that's probably why I was, no matter what I did, I could not raise my nutrients up whatsoever. They were just staying at 0. And it got to the point where I was like panicking, thinking, this is where dinos are going to come, major problems are going to happen, you know what I mean? And then obviously we knew about, and it came on at that time was when you had a kilo of balls in your tank and we was talking about it, and then it just made sense, like, maybe I just got too much myself, you know what I mean? And we monitored it, and lo and behold, definitely the case for sure, because now, like I said, it raises up and down, and I can control it myself now, you know what I mean? So it's a lot better, for sure.
Just found that balance. It's that sweet spot, isn't it? If you can find that, then you don't have any more fish. You just got to, then it's easier to control, isn't it? Should be.
Yeah, exactly.
There's quite a few comments here.
That's the hardest bit, especially in these little nano tanks. When you hit the sweet spot, it's keeping it there. So difficult. It's so difficult. And phosphates, I find them hard to control, really do. You know, mine bounce between 0.08 and 0.24. So that's quite a big range.
That's quite a big swing, isn't it?
Going ding, 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 ding. So it was 0.22 the other day, and then today it was, yesterday it was 0.17. So it's just hard. That parameter is hard to stabilize for me.
It is. Yeah. It is. Phosphate is always the harder one. Phosphate's always the harder one for sure, because there's phosphates in food and stuff like that, in certain foods and stuff. So it's a lot more difficult to control. I mean, I like to keep. I've told it time again, but I like 0.07 to 0.12. That seems to be the sweet spot for me. You know what I mean? In my tank, it seems to be when I keep it like that, all my corals look great. But then, like I tested, and it had gone up to 0.19, I think it was, or 19 or 17, I think it was, one of them, when I tested. So I only run my NIOS Talk when it starts to go up, and I put raw phos in, and I only run it up until it starts to drop, and then once it drops, it goes off. I switch it off. I don't run raw phos all the time.
Yeah, that's what I used. That's what I used to do with that. So with the with the NOPOX, and then NOPOX doesn't control phosphate, or it's not as efficient in phosphate than his nitrate. As it went up, and I then put a reactor in there, run it for 2 weeks, bring it back down, leave it, and then 3 or 4 months later. But now, as I'm taking out corals and selling corals, the parameters are all over the place because there's not so many corals in there, so I have to change my dosing. Corals consume some nitrate and phosphate, so I'm just now at the point where I'm just trying to keep it as stable as possible, just to get it through until it's closed up. But I've only got LPS in there, so I haven't really got to worry about it too much now, because they can deal with the ups and downs, I think, of that kind of thing. And still running at 30 nitrate in the floating aquascape, and the corals love it.
Yeah, it's mad.
I think the days of people saying that you need to have very, very low nutrient levels are gone now. You don't really seem to get many ultra low nutrient systems, do you?
No,
Everybody seems to have.
Not as many.
What's that
another one here? What have we got?
Got another fish here.
Oh,
Cardinal. I think it's a Bengal cardinal.
Oh, it is a Bengal cardinal, yeah. It is.
I think
Oh,
it is, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's very good. In fact, it's moving way too much. You should just be doing that. They don't really move, do they?
They hover. They hover unless there's food.
They look brilliant. Looks fantastic, that.
Very good. Legos.
How are we looking? Are we on track for a 10 o'clock finish, do you think, Jay?
We got 2 fish in, a couple of coral. In fact, yeah, we're well on track here.
I get the
Nice.
food, we need to feed him.
Fish food.
The fish are hungry.
Downstairs. Lobster eggs, because, well, I better not go into that one, but the fish that eat lobster eggs is no longer here, so I've got a few of them now.
So are you going to replace that, Jay, or what's your plans for that?
Well, I think the long-term plan is to get rid of to catch the clownfish, and then I'd like a male and female flame scooter blending. So I'd like one of each.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But yeah, that's what I like. The only thing is, the thing about the clowns is they're quite good value because they're always out in the water column, and you always see them swimming about. They're active, always doing something. Whereas obviously the scooter blennies are always on the floor, but you don't always on the sandbed, but you don't always see them. So
yeah,
that's the only.
Yeah, but you can get some really nice fish that are out all the time that are small, like a neon goby. They're out all the time. They're really active. I've got one of those. They're really good. It'd be out virtually all the time. And then there's some other small fish you can get. So you could get rid of the clowns, put the 2 blennies in, and probably get 2 or 3 other fish that are small, and you'll have more fish and more movement than what you got at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I don't
See, Secret Reef put something there. Do not follow numbers, please. First step. Meaning like chasing numbers, do you know what I mean? And we always say that you should, but I do believe that you should have a range, of like where you want to be. So like obviously, I'm not saying like a massive range. I'm saying like if you say for instance you want 10 parts per like 5 parts per million, then you're aiming for 5 parts. But if it goes to like 8 or drops out to 2, 3 or whatever, you're in the same ballpark. It's only if it goes from like you go to 25 or 30, and then you try to chase it and try to pull it back and stuff.
You bring
like
it down too quickly and stuff like that. That's where you get problems.
You're going to get problems for sure. Yeah. When you when you strip things down too quick, and especially phosphate. I find if you strip phosphate down too fast, my corals seem to sulk for a bit, a day or two. And then once they've settled into like the next the number, what they've gone down to, then they seem to open. But 100%, if I strip mine down dead fast, no doubt about it, it will they'll suffer. Do you know what I mean? But they will come out.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
the downside with Roaphos, isn't it? If you put too much in, it's really efficient, and it can take the phosphate down too quickly. So you have to kind of be careful how much you put in. Some people run 2 reactors, so they put a bit in one, and another week put another, and then they can rotate it. So when they're changing it, they're only changing 50% of it, and not 100% of it. So I've seen people do that as well, because you're right, it does. Some of the polyp extensions and that it doesn't happen because they just hate it because there's less nutrients in the water.
For sure.
So there's a question here saying, how's the pygmy wrasse doing? Pygmy wrasse is absolutely brilliant. I've got a little possum wrasse in this tank here, and without a doubt, probably one of the most underrated fish I think I've seen. I bought it, I know you shouldn't, but I bought it on a whim when I was in Nessie's lair a long time ago, and it was one of those ones that I thought, I really quite like that, and Jamie had recommended it to me, and I done a quick kind of Google search when I was in the store to see what I needed, and I thought, that's probably a decent enough one. Got it, put it in the tank, and it was very, very timid for the first probably month or so. And now it's out with the clowns all the time. It's in the water column. It's swimming about. It pecks at the rockwork. It's a bit strange to say, but it seems to have quite a good personality as such for a fish. But it's really, really cool to watch it. So it's one of those fish that I don't think many people consider. People go to the clowns and they go to so on. But if you get a chance to get a possum wrasse, pygmy wrasse, whatever you want to call them, then I would say it's a really good option, to be honest, because they're not aggressive. They're peaceful. They don't touch the corals. They're a great choice. I really like it. So it's doing well, and I would recommend one.
Yeah.
Does it do a job? Does it do any cleaning or?
So it picks at the rockwork, mate. I don't think it's actually cleaning. I think it's just picking, any kind of life out the rock that it's wanting to eat.
Yeah.
Some wrasse are really good pest control, so they will eat flatworm and other pests of that nature. Some people put in there to deal with aqua eating flatworms. I got some when I had the with flatworm as well, and they just peck. So the downside is they can end up taking all your pods, and so they take a lot of the life out of the tank because they're constantly 24. Well, when they're not in the sand, when they're awake, they're constantly pecking everything. But people have them. A lot of LFS have them in the tanks just for pest control.
Yeah.
And wrasse are just lovely fish as well.
Yeah. You know
There's
what? I just seen
So go on, Steve.
Yeah, just seen Colette's thing
Yeah,
there.
I was going to
saying
say
when
that.
when she moved the tank and outdropped by excuse me by 2 DKH in 24 hours, and that's how she believes she got brown jelly. And you know what? Quite possibly that could happen. Once brown jelly disease sets in, it's one of the worst. I mean, we all talk about like cyano and these bacteria, yeah. But brown jelly disease, especially for euphilia, yeah, is bad. What if you see that on any of your torches, any of your hammer, anything, you pull it out straight away. The one that's affected, get it out of your tank. And even if you've got one good head, yeah, if you can't save that, get rid. Because I had it when I had that other one with me. My gold one, my Australian gold, and the clowns irritated it, yeah?
Yeah.
It started to get brown jelly disease, and I pulled it out, and it absolutely stunk to high heaven. It was, oh, God, it was like death warmed up. And it was basically dying, wasn't it? You know what I mean? But it just basically, it's like it's an infection, isn't it? And it passes it on to the next torch, and then onto the next torch, and before you know it, your whole garden's wiped out. So that is, it's just an awful disease, and something that's probably not really spoke about much. You know, in the hobby, we all, like I said, we all talk about all of the basic stuff that we get, cyano, we get algae and stuff like that. Brown jelly disease is one of the worst for euphilia, in my opinion, for sure.
I think you've got a
such a shame.
combination of a few things there. You've got your output going by 2, but also you've got the stress of moving tanks as well. So you're taking it, you're putting in buckets and stuff, so then potentially your salinity could change, your temperature will almost certainly change, won't it? So you've got 2 or 3 factors going on there, and then you've got to bring them back up as well from a heat and salinity, and it's the speed you do that. So you've got a whole combination of different things that could stress them out, basically.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely stresses, for sure. I said if I ever moved out, I'm selling all my stuff in there in the tank, and you know, there's no way I'll keep certain ones, you know, certain pieces. But if I was moving out and I was going to a different, you know, either area or it was going to take me a while, the majority of the stuff will be selling, and I'll only keep maybe certain ones, you know, like the ones that mean the most to me. But the rest of it just won't be worth it, because I guarantee you will get some that'll die. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that! There's Dora.
Yeah.
There's the Eagle tank.
You got two tangs.
Two tanks
in a 5 litre.
You can't have 2 tanks in there.
I hope you lot are worried about the Pico challenge now. Look at the fish I've got in here.
I know.
I've got a regal tang, a yellow tang, Bengal, Bangy Cardinal, whatever they call it.
Definitely going to be a contender, Jay, that's for sure.
It's coming on really well, actually. We're excited to show them, aren't we?
Before we know it, we'll have the Lego challenge as well, side by side, won't we? You can just imagine it.
How you getting on, Russell? My little boy's nearly finished here.
So I just wanted to touch on the brown jelly one. I think it was Colette that actually posted about it, but there was a product that people were talking about for kind of treating the tank, and I'm sure it was an American product, coming in a little white jar. Colette can probably tell us what it is, but I'm sure it began with a C, the name of the product. I've seen a lot of people talking about it and saying that it's quite a good thing for treating brown jelly as such. There we go, Cipro.
Yeah,
Cipro,
okay.
Cipro, yeah.
Last result.
Yeah,
and then Fish No Chips has put, I've had Dettol work for brown jelly as well.
Wow.
So how does that work then? Do you have to treat the whole tank? Or do you just treat
No.
You dip it. You pull them out, dip it.
But I was wondering if, I take it brown jelly is not something that, you know, if one coral gets it, I know you're saying it spreads, but it's not going to be in the water as such, is it?
Yeah, it will. It goes in the water. So like basically, it's like a rotting disease. It rots. So when you break it off, you pull it out like that, you'll see the slime, the brown coming off it. So you got to try and, like when I pulled mine out, I got a cup and just basically put the cup underneath it and then pulled it out, you know, with it in the cup and that. I mean, it was dead. It was dying anyway. I mean, it had a few little but it's game over once it's got that brown jelly disease. It's not coming back. So for me, it was like, get it in the bin, get it out. And thankfully, the euphyllias that I did have in my tank at the time, they didn't catch it. Do you know what I mean? But I did a water change. I did a big water change actually, and sucked out. Not in this one. It was in me 170. And I just made sure that I got rid, you know, of everything, because otherwise it was it is a bad one. But going on to the Dettol, that's where a lot of people, I think a lot of Americans use it's not Dettol they have. It's in the red bucket. It's our similar thing to Dettol, yeah. Right. And they use it to dip. They use it to dip their corals in.
Yeah, you know, people use Dettol to dip as well over here as well. So Dettol's quite well known for being dipping corals in.
Yeah, they do. Michael Adams used to do it all the time.
Yeah,
he used to dip all of his coral in Dettol all the time. So
I know a few people that have that do that. It's obviously a lot cheaper. Personally, I haven't done it, so I don't know if it works or not. But I've seen quite a few people recommend that to dip new corals.
So Colette's saying there that the Cipro, you can dose it into the water column.
Oh, right.
I don't know anything about it, mate, so I'm not sure that Colette's saying that you can.
So you don't dose it into the water column as it's a bacterial infection. It affects the water. But the antibiotic treats the tank. Oh, right. So is
there a downside to putting
You'd have to do big water changes, would you assume, wouldn't you? Or would
you? Imagine so.
I don't know. It makes sense that you would do it after a period of time, but
yeah.
I'd feel a bit dodgy putting the whole thing in your tank. But then I suppose if you've got loads of torches in there, well, what's the most important thing to you? Because they're not cheap, are they? Let's face it. They're probably one of the most expensive corals that anyone buys outside of Rainbow Chalice, and then maybe some of the real high-end
Scullies and stuff.
Scullies, trackies, they're not cheap, are they?
No.
They're probably on par. In fact, a lot of the trackies are a lot more expensive, aren't they? You can easily get a Scully for 200, 300, 400 quid, and the Master Scullies are, 800 quid to $1,000?
Oh, yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. And the crazy, mate, the prices are
Did she use that New York Knicks? She had a New York Knicks torch. Is that?
Yeah.
She still got that in her collection. That New York Knicks was really nice.
She said earlier that she'd lost 9 torches and 3 hammers she'd lost. So that's quite a blow for anybody to take. I think I'd be a bit gutted. Did anybody else see that?
A full moon? I thought that was earlier in the week.
That was
Steve.
Come on, mate. You're going to need to get some smaller trousers, mate. You can't hear us with headphones on, isn't he?
Stood up.
Look at him.
Let's wait till he gets his headphones on.
What are you laughing at?
Pull your hands up, Steve.
Did you see me ass?
You done a full moon. It was a full moon.
You didn't see me ass, did you? Hey, well, you got a treat then, so you're all right.
Got a treat. There you go. Oh my goodness.
That's one way of putting it.
You know what? It's these pants. They're falling. I've lost a little bit of weight and they're falling down me, mate. You know what I mean? I think it's all the stress. It's all the stress of not having a job. That's what it is, mate. I've lost a bit of weight, so. You know what I mean?
That was an unexpected surprise.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was like, am I seeing right here? Is he just going?
I've got to go and get my beer, mate.
There's a conflicting advice here on the Cipro scenario, saying it's an extremely powerful prescription-only antibiotic that's used for serious infections in humans like anthrax. You'd have to be nuts to dose that.
Anthrax? I didn't think you could cure anthrax.
Wow.
I thought it was first of all, once you got that, you're dead. It's game over, isn't it? If you got
that. I thought so as well.
So, I'm not quite sure where we go with that one, because Colette's saying that it's worked and Opinionated Reefers saying
Yellow Submarine is where we go next.
Is that a submarine that as well?
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Isn't that the Beatles? I'm sure that's the Beatles, isn't it?
The Yellow Sub.
There we go.
Yeah, from Anthrax to Yellow Submarine, only on this channel.
There's no links today, is there, in the live? There's
We're going to find Titanic.
Yeah.
God.
I don't think anybody will have a submarine in their Pico tank, Jay, so you're definitely going to win that one.
Yeah, you're winning it, mate. You're getting the first prize.
In a minute. complete with submarine.
You know what? It's such
Ouch.
a shame that, you know. I really feel for her.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know
Jake collection,
It's really bad.
one gold torch and 2 standard greens left out the whole collection. Lost over 2 grand worth.
Wow.
That is awful.
It's just devastating. And
I think you'd struggle to come back from that. Like.
Yeah. This is the problem with this hobby is like you just.
I should be able to get insurance for this sort of thing.
Yeah, but the premium would be 2,000. The premium would be 2,000 a year. So.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but you'd be gutted out. You can't get that collection back really anytime soon.
No.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of dough.
Tekker's Reef has just put the what the Americans use as the bayonet. It's bayonet it is.
You don't know what you get with this live stream every week. That's why people tune in.
Absolutely, I said before, you won't get that. You won't get that with. Yeah, you won't get that with. Yeah, you won't get it with reef builders, will you? There's no full moon over in there.
None of that over there, mate. This is
a professional establishment we're on here.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
top drawer.
This is what it's about, for sure.
It is what it's about.
Yeah, try to get a job we can.
So, like you say there, buyer advance complete.
Buyer advance, yeah.
And then
that's
Secret
what the
Reef
Americans
saying
use.
that he always uses isobetadine. Don't know that one.
Never heard of it. No. So is that something that you dip? So you take the corals out like you would with other dips, as opposed to putting it into the water column in your tank?
I don't know. Can somebody ID this fish for me? Is that a dotty back?
That's a dotty back, yeah.
Could be.
That's a dotty back, mate. That for sure.
Looks like it.
Oh, that'll kick off in that size tank. That is ruthless. Those are.
Yeah. That's going to cause carnage.
Tanks
Those tanks are going
to fit in that tank, would it look?
It's too big.
That's like your chromus look there. We ain't got a chromus. I'd love one.
So there's a comment here from Norfolk Reefer, and we actually had a discussion on this in our little WhatsApp the other day. And this is me to a T. Don't buy what you can't afford to lose. That's why I won't buy any expensive corals, because for me personally, I'll only buy what I can afford to lose.
But you know what, though, Ross? We spoke about it before, haven't we? Like, obviously, not on live streams, but we've also spoke about it personally, haven't we? And it's so hard to say that, because when you go into a store and you see something, and you don't listen. The amount of times that I've been in to the LFS store and gone in to buy some fish food or mysis or whatever, and walked out of there £200 lighter, it's crazy. And it's because you see something and you go, I've got to have that. But do I need it? Do I need it? Do I really want to spend that on this? Yeah. And as reefers, especially as your tank matures and you can add things that you're like, you know what?
You take it up a notch, don't you?
Yeah, you take it up a notch. And it's easier said than done that you can't afford, don't buy what you can't afford to lose. But listen, I can't afford to pay X amount for that good chalice. If that chalice, then, what can I do, mate? There's nothing I can do. But I loved it, and I thought, when is the next chance I'm going to get something like that? Do you know what I mean? It might not come around for a long time, so I just buy it. I bought it, I bought it on the thing, and I thought, what? And it's the best thing that I did. But it's a tough one, this hobby for sure. You know what I mean? To say that it's like I say it all the time. Every time I go in the shop, I'm not buying it. It's too expensive.
Yeah,
and then walk out with it.
We was talking about Holy Moly?
Yeah, the Holy Moly.
Holy Moly torch, wasn't it? And we were saying,
what I've
350. That's right. It was your one we was talking about, weren't we?
And
I saw one that was going for 350 a head, wasn't it? And you said, that's pretty much the price, blah, blah, blah. And that's how we got into the conversation with that.
Top-end torch, that is. 350 a head is the standard price for a top-end torch.
Yeah.
And then Ross was like, no, I won't pay that. Ross, you were freezing, weren't you?
Nah. But for me, I wouldn't be willing to lose a £350 torch, so that's why I'm like, nah, I'm out of that one. I'm
not willing to lose one, but I'm willing to buy one.
That's the difference.
This hobby.
Secret Reefs replied, they were saying, he's maybe typing it wrong, we normally use it to heal a wound on a body.
Okay.
So I don't really know about that one, to be honest. It's not one that I've heard of, but...
No.
Wounds on...
Have you noticed that a lot? Have you noticed that a lot of these things, that these medications that we're putting in our tanks, it's for human consumption? Have you noticed? Like, it's like made for the humans, isn't it? You know, I mean, it's like my dog. My dog, like, he had an infection. He had an infection, and somebody said, "Oh yeah, just giving blah 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 these pills," and I checked on it, and it was for what humans have for swellings and stuff like that, and I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
I can give it to a dog?" And they're like, "Yeah, just work out the weight of your dog, and then work out with a I'm like, no, I'll just take it to the vet." Ended up spending like 95 quid in the vets, and he probably just prescribed the same pills. You know what I mean?
Or paracetamol.
Yeah, paracetamol. That's probably what it is. But it's mad. A lot of them is what we take.
So, Paul, I just want to jump on something you mentioned earlier in the back of my head. I know you said that you've sold quite a lot of your corals. So, what have you basically half the amount you've got in there now, or what have you had to do to kind of counteract that?
I've got probably about a third of what I had. I've still got some big colonies. You would have seen that purple platy Monty I've still got in there. I've got taking another 14 frags to an LFS next week, which means I can then chop up some more. So it's bit by bit. I suppose I should have done it a lot quicker. I'm just reluctant to do it because I really don't want to close down the tank, but it's gonna happen. So yeah, there's still quite a lot to do. And I've still got the SPS where the base of it is on the sand bed and the top of it is actually growing out the tank. So I've still got that colony that I need to chop up. And in fact, today there's pieces of it that are a centimetre out of the water, and that's with all the pumps on. So yeah, I need to find a home for. I won't be able to find a home for that because there's not many tanks that would take that. But yeah, I've still got a few more to do. I've still got a colony of Duncans to do and a bubble coral as well, and the rest of SPS. And I've given away a lot of SPS as well to people I know. And then if I need them, I can get a frag back.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little while yet.
Where
And
do
then
you sell them, Paul? Where do you sell the corals?
Locally usually. I put occasionally. I haven't advertised too much. I've done a bit on Band, Ultimate Marine. You can't go onto Facebook because if you do, the groups get closed down, so you can't put livestock on Facebook anymore. And then when I've got loads, I took some into AAC the other day, and I've got another shop I'm going to as well. So I might just do that. It's just a lot quicker because at the moment I just can't shift.
Place for it, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, I've sold some stuff on there in the past.
So Secret Reef's replied saying the orange stuff to disinfect the wound. So I'm assuming he means iodine, what we would call iodine.
Yeah. Could be.
That might be the proper name for isobetadine, iodine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could well be. So sorry, Paul.
I was going to go on. So you go and then I'll ask you a question. Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to quickly ask what you've had to do with regards to the fact that you took so much coral out your tank now. Do you have to change? I think you said earlier you changed all your dosing regimes and so on.
Yeah.
Clownfish.
Clownfish.
It's got to be the clownfish. Everybody's got to have a clownfish. Yes.
Oh, it's
Oh,
fresh.
wow.
Look at that.
That's well done.
Yes.
That is impressive.
That looks really good.
You've done amazing.
Well done.
That is brilliant.
That looks brilliant,
cool.
that.
That looks so cool.
That is fantastic, that. What?
So where's that going to live then, Joe?
So much detail.
There is.
Jay, I'd close your tank down and just put that there now.
That's it. Look at that.
So Jay, what light are you putting on it?
There's so much more colour
The
there.
only thing left is to put it in the fish tank.
No, it's probably in there.
Put it in
Well done, little man. You've done awesome
Give them
there.
their first ever meal.
That was a really good job. Well done.
The Lego Reef. I am super impressed with that.
Brilliant,
Thanks
that.
for
That's good.
recommending it, Rob. Thank you. That's a good thing. I need to feed them, do I?
You need to feed them. They're hungry.
I'll give them
Yeah,
some
don't put your auto feeder on it, mate.
well done. Well done. That is absolutely brilliant. I love it. What a
That's
great
class.
set. I need to put that just next. I'm going to leave it next to the tank on the window ledge, I think.
That's brilliant.
I've got 3 tanks like you, Ross. I've got the Pico, got the Lego, I've got the Nano.
Nice. That's what you want, mate.
Everything with everything there.
NB Reefing's asking if you acclimated them and dipped the corals as well.
Did you acclimate the corals and did you dip them? Did you acclimate the fish before you put them in?
Yeah.
What did you use? Use ATM colony?
Yeah.
Used ATM colony.
There
ATM
you
colony,
go.
fish straight in, reef ready.
Yeah.
Reef
Works
ready.
like a treat.
Reef
Put them
ready.
in. Definitely water.
You need water, Ross.
Definitely just put my hand in.
Don't forget that in your new tank. You'll need some water in there.
There's
Ross.
definitely a window.
Yeah, that's
Definitely a window.
You can see.
You can tell there's a window.
Right. Well done, Top Lego Builder. Thank you very much. Right. We're going to go now then.
Yeah,
That was
fine.
really good.
You gotta go.
I'm going to stay and listen to the rest of the stream.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
still will a bit.
Very good.
Or I might just play. I might just go play some Roblox.
Go play Roblox again. No.
Roblox,
Thank you very much,
yeah.
Jones, on the live stream. It's the first
Yes.
ever live stream
Brilliant.
he's done. It's
Thank you.
Superb.
Brilliant.
Should be a regular
There you
guest.
go.
Fantastic.
I'm giving you a round of applause. Well done.
Bye.
Right, you've got 5 minutes. You're off to bed.
Is that earned his keep for the week, Jay?
Good night. Good night. He's wished everybody good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Now, the question is, Jay,
Yeah.
can you dismantle it and build it quicker yourself?
Ross, I had to break his heart. He's only just built. I'm not using your aquascape hammer on this. No chance.
No.
You might get some ideas for your aquascape
Brilliant.
there. I'm sure.
It's better than
That is
that.
class, that is class,
Reef
that,
right
isn't it?
there, a bit of coral.
Funny that.
I
There
know.
you go.
That is really
Brilliant,
good.
It is.
That
Brilliant.
is so cool. That is super cool. Good little gift.
Still
Still faster
faster.
than Jade's nitrate. That is true. I've got the old one, haven't I? I've got the original, the low range one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a bit fit. Do you know what though? It's still good. I'm not gonna knock it. Gives you a really good reading, accurate as well. And my nitrates have always been less than 5 so far. They've always been around 3 and 4. So, you know, pretty good. But I just take ages doing it.
You do take a while.
Yeah.
I do take a while. Always having a slurp. What you got
Sorry,
there?
yeah.
Tea?
No, it's just diluting juice as usual.
Mhm.
That's all I drink, mate. That and whiskey. Not at the same time. That's a bit of a dodgy
Sure.
combination. But so yeah, sorry, Paul. What were you?
No, that's all right. So all I've done is test weekly and then take the dosing down. So
Yeah, okay.
the parameters are not as stable as I would usually like them to be, but they're there or thereabouts. And as I say, the corals seem to be okay. It's a bit like the other tank where I've put loads and loads of frags into that. I've just had to increase the dosing now. They're LPS, so it's not that bad, but I've just increased the dosing. And so when I take out 12, 15 frags next week out of that, I'm going to have to relook at how much I dose. So it's just a constant checking and redosing and putting more in or less in. So it's a bit of a pain, but you get used to it.
Yeah, that's true. So we did
Yesterday,
up the poll on here. So
85, 86 votes.
They're always fixed. That's what I know.
90% saying yes to Jay doing a live stream.
Oh yeah.
There we go. So
I always back the minority. You know what I mean? That's what I'm backing.
and we had 86 votes for that. So thank you very much to everybody for voting
That's
on that
brilliant.
one.
No, nice one.
There's not even been 86 people on here, so I know you've made it up now.
No,
The highest we've
no.
ever had on here is about 77, 78. So that's, yeah.
Well, we had over 80 tonight, so
Yeah, brilliant.
You've got more chance of Boris having a party than me doing another one of these.
no, we can't mention that, mate. We
Never
can't mention
happened.
that. So I did notice in the chat that Woody's Reef has actually bought a Peninsula Mini 25 tonight, and he's saying he's going to cut the back chamber out and drill it and so on. So I'm quite interested to see what goes on with that one, because it's not really something that you hear. Most people buy them and leave them as they are.
Yeah,
So I'm quite interested to see what will be done with that one.
So is that to connect to another tank or to
Yeah,
sump it? I'm assuming it's connected to another tank, because if you're going to sump it, then you might as well get a sump tank. I don't know. So it'd be good to... What are you going to do, Woody?
I'm not sure with that one.
Yeah,
You've
interesting.
experienced delays with water box then. I know you have, Ross, and obviously Woody's finding it hard to get all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I think basically what happened was after the whole Blue Friday, Black Friday, Blue whatever it was, Blue Friday. I think they sold way more than they expected to, and I think there was a massive delay from that. Plus all the COVID carry on and everything, shipping delays and so on. So a lot of people that I've spoke to were in the same boat but had theirs delivered the same time as me, basically. So I think they've kind of caught up now with all the deliveries. Had a bit of hassle with the delivery company themselves, but it was just another thing to add to it. But yeah, eventually got here, and I think a lot of other people's tanks have arrived over the past couple of weeks as well. So yeah, Woody's saying he's going to sump it. So
okay, that'd be good. Interesting to say.
Yeah. And here's a valid point as well from Chris Allen. Didn't Jay commit to uploading a video last week? I'm sure he said he had one for Sunday.
I never did. I'll have to
You
watch
did?
the last stream.
You
I can't remember that one. I have to watch the last stream.
Michael's right though. He's been saying that for ages.
What? Video?
That you're going to upload a video.
I'm going to do a Pico one, aren't I think?
But when are you going to build the Pico one?
Yeah.
Have you built it yet?
No, it's here.
Maybe you can get your boy to build it. It'd be quicker.
I was waiting for everything. I was waiting for everything to turn up, so it's there. Look, there it is. Look.
Oh yeah, I can vaguely remember when mine was in a little bag like that too.
Take your time with it. Take your time with it.
Well, he has. He has.
Well, yeah. He has took his time.
When's the official start of this?
Yes, we're going to announce that. Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for my. What is it? Not the heat bar to turn up, which is going to be early Feb, I think. So I was going to get started with it all then. Really. Yeah.
So I think originally we were going to say end of January, but I think we say the end of February just to allow folk to get time to get the kits and their equipment and so on. I think if we say entries will kind of close for it end of February or round about then, and then we'll run till the end of the year.
That's fair enough.
And I think that's probably the best way to do it. What do you guys think?
I think so, because once you get your kit and then you've got to set it all up and get all the other stuff, it does take a bit of time. And if you've got a leak, you've got to sort all that out. So I can understand that people take a while to do it. I know some people have ordered and they're waiting for their kits to arrive. So I think it's only fair. He thinks it's another year.
If you started late, you've got longer not to crash it, as it were. You know what I mean? Everybody who starts it on day one, theirs might crash before I've even got mine up and running, you see.
Or it could be stable by the time it's done.
Well, there's that as well. Yeah, no,
could be rock stable without doing any water changes.
Christmas is a long way away for these little tanks, I'm telling you.
Oh, I tell you.
I reckon half of them won't even make it to blooming summer.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
It's going to be tough. It'll be tough.
Little volumes of water.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you've got to do like at least 180% water changes every week to keep it up. You know what I mean? Like 80% water changes. You know what I mean? So like that. So all the time my tanks are never going to get 80%.
Yeah, 2 litres.
2 litres. Yeah.
No need for buckets or anything like that, is there?
I can mix it up.
You just use like an empty cola bottle or something.
Yeah,
2 lots of that.
Change. What's that all about? Is that what you're going to do? 80% water changes?
Yeah. It's only 2 litres.
Yeah, I know that, but why would you need what you're going to put in there that's going to be so demanding on the water?
Have you seen my Pikachu?
Jay, just wait till you've built the tank.
Have you seen that Pikachu I've got on order?
Well, yeah, all right. I'll just keep waiting to see what everybody else does. You know, so I think it's important just to see what the landscape looks like before you.
He's one of them. He's sussing out the competition and he'll slug in at the very last minute. And
I think he is like a secret assassin. That's what he is. I tell you. He's
sounds like that, but honestly, there's no threat here. I'm telling you. I didn't even figure out what I'm going to put in. I'm going to go with shrimps, I think, as your route.
Yeah.
Couple of. I think Lucid Reef's going to have. He's got a sexy shrimp as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he has.
I think shrimps and so on will be the popular choice.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will really do anything that out there because you've got to mind it's got to be sustainable as well. You've got to run this for a year, so best part
maybe
of the year,
maybe like one of those tiniest urchins, you know, what you can get, go round to clean up. You see those little tiny urchins that you can get? The little tiny, I've forgotten the name of them. Oh, it's not like mine. I've seen it was a different colour to mine. I'll find it out and I'll link it. But see, it was so tiny. It was like the size of like a little Malteser. And I thought, oh, that looks really good. That a little, you know, I mean, that'd be perfect. I'd go around cleaning the little glass where we can't get a scraping into. You know what I mean? It'd be pretty decent for sure. That's why there's a few things that you could get in it, but I'm not going to put any. I don't think I'm putting any fish in it. No chance. No chance.
Having seen how small it is, I'm not sure it's the
No.
right thing.
No, I
to
just
do.
I don't know any small fish to fit in it. What would fit in that? Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
You want a fish that does nothing. It just sits there.
Sits there, yeah.
Good night, Matthias. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Cheers,
Yeah.
Matthias. We'll be in touch, my friend.
It's here. Yeah.
Take care.
Get that tank bought, Matthias. Don't be tight. I've splashed out. Go on, get your money out. That's what I was saying about this before we got on the live. I'm like, I joined in the Pico challenge thinking it's just going to be like, sub £100. I'm like, the more I get into this challenge, the more I keep buying bits and bobs. Because I can see.
To be fair though, Jay,
competition.
you've bought a full bag of sand.
Well, that is true.
Yeah,
Ross.
Jay, you don't buy a £20 bag of sand, do you? You know what I mean?
I've got enough colony for 50 litres. But you can't buy like Pico kits. There you go.
No,
I
think they're missing out on things there. You know, like these manufacturers, like Pico, a Pico kit. You know what I mean?
Kit,
where you can get like a tiny little bottle of colony, like a microscopic bottle, like the size of that glue bottle that you got there, Ross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Colony in it, yeah.
Well, you see in the shop.
Yeah, like that, a colony, a bottle like that with colony, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Miniatures.
Yeah, a little bag of sand, like no bigger than that. You know what I mean? Like it'd be perfect.
So what we need to do then is come up with like the reef and Christmas cracker type prizes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? There you go.
Exactly. That would be perfect. It'd be perfect, that for sure.
That's the thing. You got enough stuff to set up about 8 of these. I've got.
and a lot more.
With that sand.
Right, that's a good idea. If I set up 8, I could always get the best one out every time, couldn't I? Just say, the skate's changed. Yeah, I've had a little fiddle around with it. The corals changed. Well, I've just got some new corals.
A version. But you need the whole decade to set up 8, won't you?
What's that?
You need a whole decade.
Maybe that's the plan. Maybe he's waiting until he retires.
None of you guys have got water in. None of you guys.
You haven't even got it out of the. You haven't even got it out of the.
As soon as I build that, it'll have water.
At least, yeah, but we built ours. At least we built ours. We might have had some problems, as in like the silicon business, but
I think
we
you
still
built yours in the dark. What I've seen. Jesus. Did you put the light on when you built yours, Steve?
I think I was half cut still, mate. I think I was still drunk.
I think you built it in the loft or something without the lights.
Dear.
I might as well. Hey, I might as well have. I might have got a bit of sticking it properly.
Too much of that rosé you had.
Yeah, it might be too much of that.
There's a good idea: a 3D printed skate for the Picos.
Oh, there you
Button
go.
Scully.
Oh yes, nice.
A button Scully. I've got a button Scully. I might.
They're lovely, aren't they? They really are nice corals.
Yeah, button scholars.
And they're a lot cheaper than the full size scholars as well.
It's only crap for it. Here, check this.
Oh, there we go.
Just come out. I mean, go on in the tank.
It's not a live stream without getting a tank tour from Jay. That's what he's doing. He's stopped doing videos and he just gets tank tours in the live stream.
See him at the bottom near the.
Oh, here he is.
Go by the time you game.
Is he look?
Can't see it. The Lego's in the way.
Crap. He's never out though. He's never out. Oh, he's down. Wait up.
Where is he?
He's down here. Can you see him?
Go around the other side, Jay.
Oh yeah, there he is. Hiding behind the.
He's behind me, Monty.
Behind the Monty, yeah.
That Monty looks good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's just there. Look. So here's the ground.
See an outline of him.
Yeah, I can see him briefly.
See him. He's hiding. Oh, he's coming around this side now. Here, look.
What sort of crab is it?
It's a pom-pom crab.
Oh, pom-pom crab, innit? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They look nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need to... Let me just put the zoom lens on. I'll see if we can get a bit closer.
Have you got the offset kit, Jay?
What's that?
Is it the offset kit you've got?
Yeah.
Yeah, the zoom one should get into that, mate. Macro
Oh, he is. He's off.
Oh, there he is.
That's a good shot,
Yeah,
that is,
that's
Jay.
better.
That's
Yeah,
looking
nice.
Yeah,
He's doing one.
He's
worried about the clowns, look. There you go.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him for about a month, And then you never see him out here like this. At this, he normally is near the rocks, so I don't know what the hell he's doing here.
Maybe out hunting for some food.
Yeah, is he hungry?
Yeah,
He
could
must
be
be hungry, yeah. I did feed the tank just before the live stream, but yeah, it's good. Oh, and the pistol shrimp's out as well over there. What the hell? It's all happening tonight. Get you lot on more often.
They're jealous of the new tank, and the other fish are getting all the attention.
See, the goby and the pistol shrimp haven't been out for ages together until the other day. I don't know if you'll be able to get them here.
Chalice is looking nice, Jay.
Oh, my lights have gone off.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it did look
Handed
nice.
away.
It's now gone black or brown.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes them look a different shade of brown, mate.
Put some money in the meter. I need to change my settings. Anyway, I haven't seen some of these. That's the thing with the crustaceans, whatever, the crabs and the shrimps, the pistol shrimp. You just sometimes don't see them for like a month or so, and then they're just as, in fact, they're more exciting when you actually do see them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them for so long. Well, yeah, that's
for sure. Yeah.
No, they're all like. Sorry, I put my lights on brighter for the live stream, but now they've kicked into normal mode, so that's what they should be at this time.
Yeah.
Same as yours. Yeah. It's kind of like moonlight.
Yeah.
I've changed my settings to have them on
I get
later
excited
in
about
the
this. I
evening.
know everybody does don't get excited about this reefing stuff. It's such a good hobby, especially when you see things happening in your tank.
Yeah.
I love it.
Has your clownfish laid any eggs now yet, Jay?
No, they haven't. No.
Still not laid eggs yet.
No.
Whose lights go off at 21:41? Valid point.
That is a good. I've told you about this. Right?
Oh, we're going to Mobius again now, aren't we?
Mobius app doesn't work. I think 9:41 is a good time, don't you think?
I've got nothing against that time, but it's not the.
It's a specific number, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a specific
the
number.
The Mobius app, right? I talked about this last live stream. I can't change the time. Can't change the time. I came in this morning. It was on at about 6:30. The fish were like, "Why are we up at this time?"
They were lying.
I'm not joking. It came on at about 20 to 7, which was a bit random. And then it ramped up and then it ramped back down. I just can't. The Mobius app does not let me change the times. It's annoying. Terrible. Terrible app. Amazing light. Absolutely amazing light. The app is frustrating.
Is that a good
So
segue? Is that a good segue onto lights?
I was just going to say that. Speaking about lights, Steve, have you got anything you want to say?
Oh yes.
Light bulb moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is definitely.
No. So basically, guys, I was in contact with a guy called Jeremy or as he prefers to be known, Jez, from Exodus, and he was watching one of our live streams just before Christmas, and he contacted me, and it was the one where we was talking about Jay and his XR 15
giving
Pro
away the
light,
light,
and we were talking about giving it away and stuff like that and things. So he messaged me basically straight after the live stream of that live stream, and he just basically came out and said, "Listen, hit me up over after Christmas, and I'm more than willing to give for your giveaway to give it from the lads a XR 15 Pro Generation 5 plus the bracket as a giveaway." Now, to me, I was like, I was just like over the moon. I was just blown away with it. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't believe. At first I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke with him. You know what I mean? But to be truthful, I was like absolutely blown away. You know what I mean? So I've been communicating, with him and stuff like that, going back and forth. So we've put out a plan of what we want to do. I'm gonna draw it all up, and then I'm gonna post it on Instagram, and I'm gonna put it. What you need to do, and it's going to be drawn next Friday. However, what's going to happen is it's going to be finished for Thursday midnight. There's going to be no more entries after Thursday midnight. We're all going to check it. We're going to make sure that anything that's after that it won't be validated. So we're gonna sit down. We're gonna think about like what we need to do out with lads. I'm gonna draw them all up, and then I'm gonna post it, and it'll be going out on Instagram tomorrow at some sort and sometime. I don't know when it'll be. Probably early morning, I reckon. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. So to be in with a chance,
That's
you just need to do.
£400 that is, because I thought the light was over
it
400
certainly
quid.
is. Yeah,
That
it's
is
a lot of
nuts.
dough. Yeah.
So it's gonna be like a massive. It's a massive giveaway, and I can't thank Jeremy more. You know, there's no words that I can say actually. To be truthful, it's more than I ever expected. You know what I mean? It's just like a massive thing. So Jeremy from Exodus, and obviously an Ecotech as well. It's a massive prize giveaway, especially for us. You know, for our channels and stuff, and for this live stream. You know what I mean? To give back to somebody, it's fantastic. And like I said, without his help and without his sponsorship, like giveaway things for us, we would never be able to do that. Something like that. It's just, you know. So yeah, I can't thank him enough. I think it's a fantastic prize. So one of you guys next Friday will be sitting there with a new XR15 Pro. What I do need to mention is it's either going to be XR15 Pro normal version, or you can get the choice to go with a blue version as well. So it's not just one; it's going to be one or the other. So that's even better. So you can choose.
So you can choose between a blue or a pro.
Yeah, you can either go with a pro or you can go with a blue. Yeah, so it's entirely down to the person. So for me, I
can
think
get
that's just
2 entries as well, Steve, can't we?
Pardon?
And everybody can get 2 entries as well, can't they?
Yeah. I believe was it you, Paul, or was it you, Ross? That said you have one entry on Instagram, don't you?
Yeah.
And then one entry. What is it, Paul? On the
So we said you have
YouTube,
an entry on Instagram, and you'll post the rules tomorrow. That will close next Thursday. And then on the Friday live stream, there'll be an opportunity to put a second entry in.
Yeah.
And then all the entries from Instagram and the live streaming here will go into the roulette next Friday evening, and then you'll do the roulette like you have before, and then we'll pick a winner, and then that's it. Whoever the winner is gets 500 plus worth of shiny new kit
to go on the Pico tank. How about that?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
I agree with Woody and Reef Worldwide. The blue, go with the blue. The blue is incredible light. XR15 blue is a coral grower.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a really good light.
Yeah. So definitely stay tuned to our channels, guys, and our Instagram, and definitely put your thing in for that fantastic giveaway, because I don't know when another one like that's going to come around for sure, because
it's not, is it?
No.
It's going to be it's a fantastic prize for sure, definitely.
It'll certainly be hard to beat that one.
So much, honestly.
I might even can we enter it ourselves? That's what I want to know. You know what I mean? Because like if we put a vote in, you know what I mean?
Well, and then one of us win. How many people are not going to say that's a fix?
I'd love this prize, but it's just you can't do it, can you? You can't do it.
Yeah. And it's UK only, isn't it? It's going to be UK only, if I remember. Yeah, just too much aggro. He's a UK distributor for Ecotech, so he's based in the UK and everything else. So that's why it's going to be UK only.
Yeah, good job you remembered that, Paul. Yeah, unfortunately, it is just the UK, which is a shame.
Does that include Gao? Because he's very lucky on our prize draws.
I don't think he qualifies, does he?
Is the Isle of Man? Is the Isle of Man?
I'm not sure he can be entered because he's guaranteed to win usually. So I don't think he'll go in with a chance on this occasion.
You can only enter if you've got an LFS, so that rules go out.
Does the winner? Let me get this right. Does the winner have to be on YouTube on the live stream as well when it's drawn or not?
We haven't discussed that. All we've said is an entry on IG, an entry on here. We haven't said about you have to be. I mean, we could say you have to be in the chat to win it, and if you're not, you don't win it, because that way you get more people into Steve's channel. I mean, let's face it, it's a decent prize. But you see some people on Instagram when you do 10,
you got to be there. You got to be there to take your prize. Sure,
you have to be there. If you're not there, you can't win it. Because some people put about 13 different things on there for like 20 quid's worth of stuff. I mean, this is a pretty gold standard prize, I would say.
Oh, this is a platinum prize.
How can you collect your prize?
This is platinum prize.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you could say you have to be here to win it.
Yeah,
We
you've got
could
to be
say
here to
that.
win it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be here
Yeah.
to win it. Yeah.
If we draw it and you don't make yourself known in the chat, then we go to someone else, and then that way, we'll have a think about that. I think.
So someone in the chat wins on that night as well.
Yeah. Michael Butler's
Oh,
said
Gaga is
yeah,
listening as well. He normally dropped in.
He's woken up, but there's a prize.
He's woken up. Competition.
Anyone say he's like a meerkat now? Anyone say a free gift? Anyone say a giveaway?
There's a good comment from Scott as well.
Yeah.
What's that?
No gluing. It's a DIY light.
Steve's put it together. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
It's in my fish room in there. It's not going to come apart. It's silicone to death. You sure of that?
Reef community well said I won't go to my grandma's funeral then. That's the dedication we need for these
I tell you
giveaways.
what, there's commitment for you.
That's the dedication we need.
Yeah, Paul, you've won it then.
That is dedication there.
Yeah. No.
I need.
Yeah,
I could do with another one. That'd be nice,
we'll talk about it and we'll figure something out. Like I said, we'll put everything what needs to be done, what you need to do, and like I said, I'll post it tomorrow.
Can we not do like, you have to do an handstand and twirl around 3 times, and then it's just like I've never entered a competition on Instagram because you have to do so many things.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do them if I'm being truthful.
I've never done it on Instagram because I look at it and think I can't be bothered for what it is.
Yeah, I don't even know how you do them.
I've done it and won a few things, to be fair, so I can't complain. But
we'll make it simple enough. You know what I mean? It's not going to be. You don't need to be Einstein to work it out for sure. You know what I mean? It's just going to. It's going to be. It's going to be fairly simple. I think. You know what I mean? So yeah.
You could have said the best dressed dining board.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah, that could be a good call.
Best dressed dining board. I'm just glad that Jez has saved my light because that's what was going to be given away.
You was very worried, weren't you? Even today, you're saying it's not my light. Tell them it's not my light.
Yeah, it's not my light. Mine's staying put. I love it that much. It's staying there, but yeah, he's helped me out there because I was getting hammered, wasn't I, for trying to give mine away.
You know what? It was great of him because, like I said, I've been going back and forth, with him and stuff, and like having chats and emails. And,
yeah, your light's ramping back.
It's Mobius.
It is. Honestly, it's got brighter again. I can't control it. I've lost control. It's not the only thing I've lost control of in this house, though. But
oh dear.
Oh, dear.
What
was that about? There's something about an ironing board and reefing. What was that? A T-shirt or something?
No, that was stickers, weren't it? That was
something.
Dom had a sticker with an ironing board.
Yeah.
And we said you should sue for copyright.
I should I?
Yeah.
You've
got to get this in your collection. Have you got one there?
There it is. Look.
He's took my idea, hasn't he?
I know, it's terrible.
Yeah, he's took my ironing board idea. Shocking that, I tell you.
It's quite funny though because he also done one as a kind of homage to Jay as such.
What's that one?
Doing his nitrate test.
Doing the nitrate test. Yeah, you can see where he gets his inspiration from. I'm worried about the next one after today's live stream. We're going to see its backside. Wait there, lads.
You know what? Yeah. It was after nine, so it was after 9.
Then, won't it?
Here's probably one of the best parts of visiting Kraken at the weekend was picking up a bag of sweeties.
Oh, look at them! Oh, hey, oh.
Oh yeah.
Look at that! You get all the treats, don't you? Well, you go there.
It's a shelf, mate. It just keeps giving stuff out. It's just.
Tell you, mate. Tell you.
It's a sorting hat, as Julie said. It's a sorting hat.
Yes. So yeah. So overall, guys, I think it's going to be good fun. Definitely, I can't wait for next week. It's going to be a great stream, I think, and yeah. May the best person win. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? It's going to be good fun. It's going to be a nightmare to do it all up on a spinning wheel.
That's going to be hilarious.
Oh, mate.
You better start at 8:30.
And the thing is, though, if you don't get people's name in that draw, they're not going to be happy, Steve.
Unsubscribe, unfollow.
No pressure. No pressure there, is there? You know what I mean?
I'm glad
we're going to have to triple check it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I tell you.
So yeah, Gago says thank you very much for the lights.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the uproar if Gago does actually win that?
Oh mate, yeah. Listen, you can only have 2 entries.
Surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Has he won 3 times now?
I think it was 3 times. Yeah, something like that.
So.
Yeah, Colette says her eyes will be peeled. Oh, mate, you know what? Everybody's going to be zooming in on the computer, aren't they? They're going to be zooming in and making sure their names
looking for their name.
Yeah, they're going to be out there. Oh.
Are you going to use the wheel? Is that what you're going to use?
Well, it's the only way we can do it, isn't it? You know what I mean? How else can you do it? You know,
I don't know if there is another way. I mean,
that's the one. You've got all them fancy things. You've got the updated StreamYard with all the fancy banners and give us a thumbs up. I thought there might be like.
Yeah, but does it give me a does it give me a fancy
do that
wheel?
On the normal ones, look.
Yeah.
What's that say? I haven't seen that before on yours.
Yeah, so I found it. It's on the normal one, so I don't know what you're paying for, Steve, because this is like the free one.
Look at his face.
He can choose. He can choose where he puts the duck. Where'd you put the duck, Steve? You can choose.
I don't. You know what? I don't actually know what I'm paying for myself now. I'm just seeing that. What the hell am I? You know what? I want my £8 back. What's going on here?
This is the free one.
No, but I think but you know, like on the background and all that, you can put your own backgrounds on it. You know, like your own things and stuff.
Yeah, you've got your logo on it and stuff.
Yeah, on the back and all that.
That's worth £8. That's worth £8.
That's definitely worth £8.
Yeah, you know what? I'll pay the £8. I'm all right with that. £8.
I saw someone with your mug actually the other day.
You
sent your mugs out, didn't you?
What? Say that again.
You sent those mugs out that people won, didn't you?
No, Thingy, he contacted me. I didn't even know. He said it's all right for him to get a mug off R2R, it is, who does the mugs for me. And I was like, yeah, all right. I didn't even really clock on, to what he meant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna I'm gonna send him the other one as well. You know, the bubble one. So he got the other one.
Fine, the bubble. I'm
gonna send him the bubble one. Yeah, he's got the torch one. So I'll send him a bubble one out. You know what? I'll send it out.
So there we go. Both Woody and Reef Community Worldwide have said that if they win it, they're going to donate it and they can auction it for charity. So.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Nice one.
Oh, nice one. Nice one, Paul.
So now we're all rooting for both Woody and Paul to win it.
Yeah, that's very, very kind of them.
You know what? Colette did mention there. What about a number generator? And that's you know what? Rather than inputting all the names, if you just give each person a number,
put them on a spreadsheet.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Put it on a number. Like I'll write the numbers down. Yeah. Like obviously, like the people, and then give them a number.
That'll be easy for the Instagram one, won't it? Because you'll have all that on the Thursday. Just put a number to that, and then you just got to do the numbers on YouTube for the live. Others. Yeah.
That would. You know what? To be truthful, I think I'm going to go with that, Colette. I think I'm going to go with the number generator because it does sound a lot easier and a lot quicker, especially because I'm going to be. Am I hosting? I'm hosting next week.
Yeah, it's on your channel.
So I've got to host it, and then I'm going to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've got to like mess about.
It's going to be hilarious.
I'm not having a drink next week because I'm going to mess everything up. You know what I mean? I can't mess that up.
Thursday's not coming out, Steve. No.
This is Stephen Bates has said that after seeing Jay's Light tonight, he'll donate it if he wins also.
Right.
Brilliant.
My light's brilliant. It's my. I can't operate the app. That's the problem with it. I can't use the app, but the light is brilliant. It might be my phone because I haven't got an iPhone. I think people with iPhones have less problem. I've got a few. I think that's what it might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm looking forward to next week. Actually, I think that'll be a good one.
Crack.
It'll certainly be good seeing how stressed out you get, Steve.
Oh mate, it's going to be so stressed. I'm going to be worried about. I'm going to be like Jay when Jay didn't even want to do a live stream. I'm going to be like as panicky as him. You know what I mean? Like why? What the hell?
All week now.
Yeah. As long as you don't pull a sickie, we'll be fine.
There's a lot of pressure, mate. Just don't mess it up, yeah.
Might be ill next week. Might be coming down with something next week.
And make sure your Wi-Fi is okay as well, Steve.
Yeah.
None of that Mackie D's that I usually get.
Oh no.
Watch this, it'll be next week that Steve starts his new job on a Friday night and we can't do it.
Oh, I know.
On the buses, the roulette on the buses.
The roulette.
I apologise
Oh,
for the
no.
delay with this service, but we have to draw a roulette wheel here.
Yeah.
We're going
all,
to
all, the, all the old days, what it'll go to bingo. You know what I mean? Imagine. Yeah.
They'll want to join in. They'll say, "What, for a light?"
Yeah, for a light. Yeah. Hey, be in it to win it, mate. Be in it to win it for sure. But yeah, no.
It's one of the dearest things you buy, isn't it? The light.
Mother Reef has spoken again, guys.
Mother Reef. Oh yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Julie's always on time for us.
Timekeeper. She's never missed a moment on that, has she?
No, she's on the money.
Needed to time keep this light for me. That's what I need. I can keep my light to time. I'll be all right, I think.
Brilliant.
No one knows what's going on.
So yeah, that, as Julie said, that's us time up. So
We're done.
Massive thank you to everybody for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Good for me to be back again and some good banter tonight. Didn't even get around the usual whose tank's been doing what, but we'll get there next time.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining us and hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, thanks
Cheers,
all
guys.
for watching.
Have a nice
So,
weekend,
like you said,
everybody. Yeah,
we'll put the stuff on Instagram tomorrow on your channel, Steve, on Instagram
Yeah.
for everybody to see the rules
Yeah.
for that. And then next week we'll be doing the giveaway on Steve's channel. So tune in then and we'll see you all then.
Yeah,
Have a good weekend,
one.
guys.
Thank
care,
you.
everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Take care.
Thanks for
Take
watching.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.